Hello, everyone. Welcome to Drop Frames. Another week closer to Key 3. How close? Oh, we're 2 weeks out, I guess.
Ooh.
We have 25th. I guess next week we're all going to be here. Yeah, let's do a Key 3 preview. We'll do that next week. And then, well, actually, I lied. We could do it the 1st because Key 3 is on the 5th. So, guys,
Can
what
we
are
not
we doing
start
next
the
week?
entire show with deception, please?
Okay.
I didn't realize this was a podcast of liars, so I'm just gonna go. That's okay.
Dan, I'm not.
Daniel, it's always been that way. Always.
Want to get
Always.
some lunch somewhere?
Yeah, let's go.
How do you think you're on the show, Dan?
Can I come to the lunch? Can I be at the lunch?
No, we don't eat with liars.
But
Yeah,
I'm a human. I need to eat food as well. No?
No.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, okay. All right. Zeke, you want to get some lunch?
I would love to. I have I rented a honeymoon suite so we can get some. We can sit in our heart-shaped tub.
Zeke, I don't want to fuck. I just want to get some food. What are you talking about? I don't.
Let me get to the fucking joke, dude. We can sit in our heart-shaped tub and get some grub. Good Lord.
Zeke, we had to cancel that. Someone.
No, haven't you heard? That's the new motto for Grubhub. What, do you want to or something? That's the new motto. He was just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's the new
Fair enough. How are you doing? Welcome, Dan, to the podcast. Glad to have you here. How you been, man?
Hanging in there, doing okay as the world rumbles around me.
That's true.
You know, it's hanging in there.
Yeah, crumbling. It is true. It's tough out there, Dan. You gotta be strong. You gotta kill demons all day.
Yeah,
Rip and tear.
that was therapeutic. For sure.
I'm glad it was. I'm very glad it was. Co, Zeke, how you guys been? Everything good? Killing demons as well?
A lot of demon killing.
Okay. Zeke's not killing the
Not for me.
demons? Yeah?
No. I had an appointment with some sleeping dogs that I had to keep.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
by all accounts, I made the right choice, perhaps, in playing sleeping dogs over killing demons.
It's a great game.
yeah,
Dogs
Is it?
But both are
Yeah.
good.
No, I mean, like,
think.
I
about,
really
like,
like
I've heard
Doom.
bad things about Doom.
Which is weird.
I'm-
I don't know why that's I've seen that as well, Zeke. I've seen the
Me too.
general conversation around Doom is like pretty negative. And
Yep.
I don't get it. I've only played 8 missions. Am I wrong? Is that game actually bad?
Okay, let's talk about it.
Let's
So
just dive in.
I played all of it. I 100%ed most levels. I think that I feel very similarly to Doom as I do Clair Obscur, where with Clair Obscur, they took something I really like and I'm comfortable with, which is JRPGs,
Mhm.
but then they put in this like actually very important timing mechanic. At first I was like, okay, this is a little weird, but then I played it a lot and I was like, oh, this fits and it's kind of fun. Like I like this. This is a medium I enjoy. I enjoy doing this and I have fun doing it. So I felt for all of 33. And frankly, that's how I felt with Doom. When I started with Doom, I'm like, oh, this is different. Like, you know, I can just hold right click and I block damage. There's a whole parry mechanic now. I'm doing this like side dodgy stuff, almost reminiscent of Returnal. Like it didn't feel like classic Doom, especially not Eternal.
Mm.
However, the more I played it, the more I was like, but this is awesome too. Like I found this Doom to be significantly easier than previous Dooms, even on Nightmare with lowest parry window. I didn't like get frustrated almost at all. I got very frustrated at parts of Eternal.
Especially the DLC.
I never got frustrated, even when I would die, and I definitely died multiple times in a few sections. It didn't really get to me as much because I was having so much fun with like the timing and the pairing and the, you know, at first I was a little not so jazzed about the fact that there are less gory fatalities. But then I also realized though that without having them, the flow of combat is much more consistent. And for a game where timing is so important, I can see why they'd want to do that. So you can still do fatalities, like if you jump up and you know, dash over to them with a shield and do that kind of stuff. But they're a lot more reduced in this one. Level design also was a lot more, I want to say old school, like
Yes.
a lot more arena-y.
It felt like old Doom, right?
It did. And I felt like they did that again to lean into the combat mechanics that they've established now. And the music, although not Mick Gordon, it was not Mick. You could tell it wasn't Mick.
Yeah.
I still found myself many times throughout this game fundamentally in Doom. Like, music was wailing, combat was good, graphics were great. Like I you know, you're nailing the parries, like 100% Doom, and it felt great. So I have seen a lot of the feedback publicly. I've seen people straight up say like, "Oh, 6 out of 10," you know, didn't even finish it. I had a great time beginning to end. I mean, you could tell by the smile on my face the whole time.
Yeah.
It is very much a power fantasy. That's all it is. Like, there are these action sequences, like with a mech suit and a dragon. They're very basic. It's not your, you know, it's you basic combos, fly here, you know, hold down some buttons, and although I do wish there was more depth to it, I wish those sections were more fleshed out. It does play directly into the power fantasy, and it does it so well. It makes it so you can focus more on just the ridiculous over the top stuff going on and less in like trying to nail a specific timings and stuff like that, which may have been what they were going for. Not everyone's cup of tea. You know, like I did say, I wish it was a little bit more complex and advanced and reactive maybe. But I feel like it did the job. Yeah. Those are kind of like my biggest complaints.
Yeah. Yeah. Dan, what were your thoughts on the old Doom? You both have finished.
Oh,
it,
too
right?
expensive. I'm sorry, too expensive.
It's yeah, $80 is kind of a lot.
It's a little much.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I finished it last night. I played on Nightmare as well,
Okay.
and I thought the difficulty was, yeah, exactly, like way less frustrating than Eternal was. Eternal was, there were times I almost threw my keyboard in certain sections of Doom on the hardest difficulty. On Eternal, it was brutal. But I felt this game was real solid. Like, I wasn't sure how the shield would play into Doom and still feel like Doom, but they found a way to make it work. And I give them mad props for making 3 different modern Doom games and like having 3 different gameplay styles where they focus on different aspects of each game. Like Eternal and 2016 are closer to each other than this one is. But this one's a little more divergent, but they still like each have like their own identity. And I respect that they were able to make each of them feel really fun and be so different from each other. But I just had myself feeling it was just a great time the whole time. I didn't really have any complaints about it. The mech and the dragon sections, I feel like could have had more, more enemies, a little more combos and stuff. But it was just like a break from the regular gameplay, which I enjoyed because you just needed that little break from hallways and killing demons, and it was just like a nice, refreshing. Like, oh, let's take a few minutes and just do something different for a little while, and then go back to doing Doom. And I thought the flow of combat felt really good. You didn't have to just constantly run away. You could like go up into melee with something and like stand there and just parry, and that was super fun to me. Like to go up to a Hell Knight and just like throw his shit back at him and then shoot him in the face constantly and then rip his arm off and beat him. Like it was great. I thought that it was so different from the other ones where you just have to keep running away from bullets. You can actually go up into next to him and like take him on one by one, which felt cool. But saying that, like, I think that the shield is like a good for this game, but I hope they don't like, keep doing that for every other Doom. I like that they did this as like a one-off, trying something new, doing a twist on the formula, but not making this the whole new formula. I thought it was like a nice like spin-off and like we're trying something different. And I just had a great time with it. I didn't really have any complaints about it.
Yeah, the one thing, and I'm only about like halfway through the story, I would say. On like mission, I don't know, 8 out of 20 or 22 or however many there are. And so I don't know if this changes throughout the game. Please weigh in on if it does. I never like, during the combat, it was whatever gun I have, it's just because my other ones have run out of ammo. And so I'm just going to keep left clicking until it goes to another gun. And like, I never like worked because I was using the shield so much, or I was charging so much that it was never like, oh, I need this gun to kill this creature. It was just like, I need bullets of some type to put into this dude in front of me. And I kind of enjoyed that, especially after Eternal, where Eternal was so focused on like, to kill this certain mob, you need to do this certain thing at this certain point, like shooting a grenade into the cacodemons, or I forget all the other like mob specific weapon choices, but that's how you succeeded on like the hardest difficulties was doing all of those, like matching
like a
the
dance.
weapons. Yeah, doing the
Yeah.
dance, as it were, of Doom. That's a great way to put it. The dance of Doom.
Dance of Doom.
And this,
I did
this
love
time there
all
was
the new
not there.
weapons.
Yeah, I enjoyed all the weapons as well.
felt great.
Yeah.
Mostly like in previous Dooms, I'd have like a weapon I liked more than everything else, but I kept finding myself liking all the weapons and like keep switching from one to the other because they were so good and fun. Like the crossbow, like sniper, the ball you just throw it at someone's face and chart, like just great stuff.
Yeah, I agree. It was at least so far, it's the type of thing where like it's more mindless, but in like a good way. Like you just kill things and things explode and then you dash at like light speed at something and everything explodes around you, or you like drop down from, more than, I don't know, whatever the threshold is, 10 feet, and it slams down on the ground and everything explodes around you. Just doing things like that is like, yeah, that captures like what Doom is to me.
Dude, just running around on foot felt like walking in a mech in some other games.
Yeah.
Like just walking around in the suit was very reminiscent of like Titanfall multiplayer when you were like moving quickly and stuff. Like it felt really good. They did a very good job with that. And the sounds and the way that they did like the armor movement and it was very good.
Yeah.
It was great stuff.
Yeah.
I just love how he like slammed the hell out of climbing up cliffs. He just bam,
Yeah, he
bam,
like slams
bam,
his
bam.
hand in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Zeke, this is
what
one of
is
those things,
the-
by the way, I think you would like this Doom. I think there's enough like melee and less focus on aim that you would be.
That's what I was
you'd be
gonna
about
ask.
it. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, like, what is the percentage of ranged to melee, like guns to melee? Like, can you just use melee the whole time, or do you have to use guns?
Not really. I mean, you could just shield charge repeatedly, but and there is an entire melee system where you get to like pick a weapon and upgrade it, and that part's awesome. But you still generally need to charge that system up, which involves but there are like some really easy to use range weapons, and then you can kind of spec into them. So like one of them is literally a giant spray in front of you. And as you hit enemies, you start gaining the stuff for melee. So you could kind of use that to charge your melee and then do a whole thing with that if you wanted to. There's options. I don't think you can go full melee.
Yeah. Well, that
Might be
was
able to, though.
that was my the original question I asked. Do you have to actually start using weapons in Eternal against certain mobs, or does that not matter in the long run towards the end of the game?
I remember like you would find that like one weapon would be much easier against a certain enemy than others, and like, you'd have to like switch in those situations.
Okay.
There was not like many rock, paper, scissors stuff.
Yeah.
But there were definitely some enemies where it's like these enemies are significantly easier to parry, kill than to wear down with guns. There's particular enemies where it's like it's much easier to get near them because then they have super easy to parry attacks you can do, and you stay at range. They have homing missiles and shit. So it's it's that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
One cool thing you can do, Zeke, is throw your shield at an enemy and it'll just stand there stunned, so you can just shoot at it. Your shield will stick into it and it'll stand in one place.
It just sits there grinding into them
Yeah.
like a chainsaw, and they just stand there. So you can just walk up and punch them in the face.
Yeah, we'll do some.
Oh, so it's not like Captain America where it like bounces off and comes back to you.
No, it is. That also happens.
Sometimes it can. Yeah, that happens too.
Yeah.
They have a lot of
it
fun
is.
with that shield.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw this, by the way. A company made an actual motorized real version of that shield.
I saw a
With a
YouTube video.
spinning blade
That's
and everything.
awesome.
It's
Yeah,
like,
talking about
oh,
that. Yeah. I also saw. Did you see the full cosplay suit? It was a female YouTuber made it, and she was walking around, and then she gave it to, I think, her assistant, who's like a massive Doom fan. But it was like,
man, how cool!
it was like a full size, like 8-foot Doom guy with fake muscles and everything. It looked fucking cool.
Very cool.
You'll probably see it at some conventions and photos in the future, but. Yeah, I felt like it's fine. I'm gonna go back and definitely finish it. I enjoyed the secrets. I also enjoyed that they like show you where the secrets are on the mini map to be like, hey, there's something around here, figure it out. And so
It's
like
very easy to 100%. No
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
It was really nice. They even have the icons for point of no return, which is super handy.
Yes.
So like if you come up to a drop down, the waypoint is a different icon to indicate if you go this way, you cannot go back. And it's like, damn, dude, here we go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
In,
Doesn't always
in my
work,
old
but
age,
almost perfect.
in my old age, I don't want to like scour every inch of the map trying to find the collectible I missed. I appreciate them just saying it's here. Find how to get there, and I'm just like, it saves me so much time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely agreed. So, I thought the life sigil thing was good as well. I don't. Does that like? I don't know why they put the life sigil thing in. It feels like it was put in so that it doesn't stop the flow of doom when you die, but they're like hidden, so it kind of rewards exploration.
Mhm.
I don't know if that system's good or bad. It just is a thing.
It's just, it seemed to, you explore a little more, you get a little bit easier of a fight. It's like a little reward.
Yeah.
For people that wanted to go out of their way a bit more.
Yeah.
It didn't feel too OP or underpowered.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zeke, what were you gonna say?
I would just be curious to see how many people would, throughout playing games, would turn on or off if it was an option to find like the secret items. Like, Dan was saying, like, just tell me where it is and I'll go find it. Make it hard to get to or something, whatever. But like, how many people would turn that off? Like, do you like it better not knowing where the shit is, or would you rather know where it is and just have a challenge to get to it? I personally would have the latter. Like, I would love a challenge to get to it, but know where I'm going.
Totally depends on the game, really. Like, if I like a game like Doom, I'm not really playing that for collectibles and things of that nature. They're fun to get and everything, but I feel like it doesn't showcase the best part of the game. So in a case like this, I think it's great that it just shows you where the stuff is. That's awesome. But if you're playing a game like Outward or an RPG or something, the less you know, the better. And a lot of other genres and games work that way too. But yeah, I'd say it kind of depends per project.
Yeah, like Elden Ring, it feels really good when you accidentally discover like a fog wall when there's no clue that it's there.
Absolutely.
That is true.
But Doom,
That's
you want to
true.
go fast, and you like secrets like slow you down, so you want to get back to killing stuff quickly.
Yeah.
No, you make a good point with the Elden Ring thing. It's like the joy of discovery in that was amazing. I loved it. I loved like coming upon a boss that I didn't even know that's optional, didn't even know was there.
A whole
I went
dungeon.
around a corner and there it was. Yeah, exactly. But like, I just Revenge of the Savage Planet.
Yes.
They just put everything on the map for you.
Yep.
It's a collectathon.
That's
but
exactly
that
how
feels,
this game is in a lot of ways.
Feels right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm watching.
I like that. Yeah.
I'm watching you fight in this VOD that we have up in the video version of the show. Every time a shield guy goes on the screen, I see there's this kind of like, oh god, I gotta deal with that guy. I felt the shield guys were the worst mobs to fight. Is that true?
Are you talking about the bosses?
No, just any mobs with the shield in front of them where you have to either blow up the energy shield or shoot the like shielded guy, because if you don't, you're gonna take a shit.
So those guys are the only kind of real rock paper scissory dudes. The heat up shield guys and the plasma shield guys. But especially towards the end of the game, once your guns are upgraded, you're killing them so quickly that they go from threat to boon.
Okay.
Because they generally explode into armor and power ups. The energy shield guys actually do damage when they go out. So definitely, I would advise to people, especially on Nightmare, make sure one of your machine guns and one of your plasma weapons, pick your favorite, and then upgrade that all the way, and just get used to switching between them fast for those moments. What I would normally do is have a plasma, the heater, and then whatever my favorite gun was at the time, and I would bounce between those three weapons. And if I wasn't doing a shield of one of the types, I was on whatever gun was the flavor of the moment.
Got it. Okay.
That seemed to work great.
Yeah. The
I saw that a lot in chat.
Yes.
People were talking about like I went through the entire game using only the super shotgun or whatever. Like
You can do that too. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of it just comes down to like, do you have the ammo for that weapon at that particular time?
Mhm.
Which is for me like it would just auto cycle through weapons if I was out of ammo, and I never once felt like, man, I wish I wasn't using this gun at this point in the game, which is kind of a win, but also maybe a negative depending on how you look at it. If you're wanting that, kind of like how Eternal had that, where people had their favorite guns, this is just like every gun seems fun, and that's great. I think that for me that is a win. So
yeah, one of my favorite guns was the sniper, the spike sniper that was the number 2. The second version, number 2.
Yeah.
And like if you just get up in melee range, parry, and then melee attack, you get full ammo back every time you do one of those a melee attacks. So I could just keep that
Oh.
ammo going the whole time and just never run out. It was great for bosses and stuff, so I could just keep myself top off. Just like if you parry a couple attacks, it charges your melee meter really quickly. So you could just keep whatever ammo you like the most. You just keep getting it back if you really enjoy one weapon over the others.
Yeah.
And here I am having basically never used that gun. So it's like different ways to play.
All great.
Yeah.
There were a couple guns that I tried a few times and I was just like, nah, just kind of moved on.
Yeah.
And some you fall in love with, but yeah, lots of good options.
I think that's the sign of a good FPS, in my opinion. The bosses that I've played, I enjoyed. The other Dooms have always had a pretty rage-inducing final boss. Just thumbs up, not getting into who it is, what it is, how it goes. Did they do a better job this time around? Is the finale of the game like... Maybe you guys didn't have the same issues I had with the other bosses in Doom 2016 and Eternal, where I think in Eternal, I ended up turning it on to the easiest difficulty to just get it over with.
In Eternal, I didn't like the bosses. In this one, I didn't mind them. We'll put it that way.
All right.
I didn't have any, like, I certainly remember dying a bunch of times to the end boss, but I was never frustrated.
You never
like,
got
it was
upset
always
with it?
it was always because of me. Yeah, you kind of, it's, you know, it's a learned thing. So yeah, no, I didn't have any issues. I didn't feel that rage really at all. Like maybe one or two times because I did something dumb, like blasted a rocket in someone's face or something, but it was not like Eternal. I had multiple sections in Eternal where I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Especially if you get like right to the end and there's like a guy or two left and it was a great run you've tried 20 times before and you die to something stupid. I was just like, ugh. But no, none of that really in this one.
Okay.
It was a significantly easier experience all around in a good way.
Yeah. I wonder if they're going to do the thing where if they end up doing DLC for this game, where they tune the difficulty of the DLC like all the way to 11, kind of like what they did with Eternal. I felt where base Eternal was
probably
pretty difficult. Then the DLC came out and it was just a different beast on Nightmare. Frustratingly so, but a good type of frustration, I guess, not to make people shy away from it that have not played it from doing so. So
for sure.
Yeah, all in all, I think it's fine. To go back to how we kind of started the conversation, I was surprised to see and maybe that's just games and game conversation these days is focused on the negative. But I did see negative all around this game. And maybe it's important to classify it as that most of the negative was like, yeah, it's not Eternal, it's not 2016, but it's still good. Yeah. I saw a lot of that.
Nowadays, like even Expedition 33 was getting a lot of hate, but it's just like it was one of the best games I ever played. I just don't get like some people just hear from someone that the game's bad and they just run with it, never actually play it themselves.
I think this is a really good example of a developer taking a risk. I mean, they changed a lot of ways the basic loop of Doom with this. I mean, so it is a very different thing. And I think what we're seeing is anytime a developer takes a risk like this, there's going to be members of the fan base that simply liked it better the other way. And I think that's what we're seeing. I think we're seeing a lot of people that are like, this Doom is fine. I liked the other ones better. So I obviously rate it lower than those. And it's, you know, and it's their preference. So I think if you like this direction, if you're into that kind of stuff, again, just perfect example, like Expedition 33, you like that parry mechanic, like that's for you. You're going to love this. But if you prefer that old school guns only kind of approach, like this, it could be a big turnoff for you.
Sure.
And the melee is the core mechanic of this game. So.
It really is. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you miss the difficulty or no?
I think the difficulty in this was great. I think it was great. I did. I think it was difficult. It was difficult enough to get my blood pumping, but it was not so difficult that I was raging. And that's awesome. That's a very happy medium for me. So yeah, I enjoyed the difficulty.
Yeah.
The last few levels were definitely much tougher than the first half. Like they really ramped up the difficulty toward the end of the game. The beginning of the game was pretty easy. I didn't really have much struggle at all.
Okay. Yeah, I like Crumpsy in chat. Difficult, but not inaccessible. Yeah, or unapproachable. A good way to say it too. Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm.
Do you think this game could use a like broken controller, ultra nightmare difficulty?
That exists, right?
What's kind of cool
It
is
does? Okay.
there's Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare, and then I think True Nightmare or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
And
I
basically the
forget
way
the
that it
names.
works, Nightmare is
You gotta work on those names,
it's
dude.
like 80, it's like 85% of the difficulty there. However, you can go into the options, and I actually, for instance, went to the options and I made it Nightmare, and then I lowered the parry window all the way to the smallest it could be. But I could have done more than that. I could have upped the game speed 50 more percent. I could have given the enemies more HP. I could have done less damage. So you can make the game harder. It's just their nightmare level is at a really solid place. That's the part that I'm saying. So you can make it harder if you want to. And then on top of that, interestingly enough, the 2 extra difficulty modes I told you about don't actually adjust those values. They're the same difficulty as nightmare mode, but the second one, the one right above it, you have a limited amount of total lives. Think like Super Mario Brothers 1. So you have like a lives, and if you run out of those, then your playthrough deletes. And then the ultra hardest mode, the top hard mode, is Nightmare with permadeath. You die 1 time, you're done. And that is the absolute hardest.
Yeah.
And then all of those you could go in and edit to be even harder if you wanted to.
The game speed alone can make the game a lot harder. If everything's running 50% faster, that means you have to have much quicker reaction times and be moving much faster. So if you want a bigger challenge, you can up the game speed a lot.
So one thing that was interesting is and I don't know how this would work. Somebody told me the parry windows stay the same on speed up. I don't see how that would work since there's literally less frames, but I don't know. But they did say that apparently it wasn't a huge issue. Like it's not, it doesn't make it 50% harder to do them from what I understand. But I don't know how it wouldn't. But anyway.
Yeah, I saw a lot of streamers doing the increased game speed to like 120 to 150.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest, like right out of the gate after the first level, I already was tired of holding down shift. So I just immediately went into the options and found the auto run as fast as I could, to where I never had to hit shift again to like run or sprint. And that helped a lot with the speed. But I might end up bumping it to like 120 or 150. Just to see how it handles and how it operates. It feels a lot better as soon as you're auto sprinting on everything. Without that, it does feel a little sluggish, a little slow. But yeah, Zeke, any other questions, comments? We keep cutting you off, so I apologize.
No, that's totally fine. I guess I just want to know if it feels like Doom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In some ways, like if you can get with the parry mechanic and stuff, it's a really cool iteration of Doom. You feel freaking, you're a tank. Like, it's very visceral. So it's a good, I think you may, like JP said, I think you may like it more in some ways.
Yeah.
I definitely, it seems like I would like it more because, it's more aggressive. You can be more aggressive,
Yes. And all the interviews that I saw, they use the language of like we wanted to make the Doom guy a tank. Like in Doom 2016, you were, you were aiming, and like aim was important. Eternal was more about movement and how you got around in the maps. And this one's just like, nope, I'm gonna charge right at that guy and just beat the shit out of him. And so that's kind of what they went for.
This one's more about like timing and positioning.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So they're kind of like, they're just moving through the interesting, like additional mechanics that can kind of go with the main loop.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. I wonder if our next one's going to be like Doom Revolution or something.
Yeah. Who knows what they're going to do. I really have no idea. Or
Dancing Doom guy.
It's the type of thing where like you can choose your way of wanting to play Doom, right? They've built these 3 different versions of Doom. Maybe you get a different suit.
Oh, dude, pick a class.
Yeah, where it's like
one has rockets on it for movement, one has like more ammo and a stronger gun, and the third has like a shield.
Yeah, it could be cool.
Doom the dating sim.
Yeah.
And
you date demons. That's exactly
yes.
Right. Yeah. No, that'd be that'd be a cool direction for them to take it.
Yeah, I'd be about that.
So it's just like you make your own experience. How
do
you want to play Doom? Here you go.
The other thing, and we're seeing it kind of here, you could definitely tell that the developers played Returnal, and they were like,
Yes.
That's some good shit. We're gonna
I
take
was just gonna
we're
say
gonna take some of that
this
shit
balls
and
attack.
put it in our shit.
Yes.
Dude, and what's fun is
bullet hell sections for sure.
Yeah.
it feels real good when you nail, like when you're like running through dodging the red ones, you nail the green one, it goes in, stuns the guy, you charge him with a shield charge. Like it's yeah, feels good. Feels very good.
Yeah.
They clearly refined that loop well.
Yeah. They did a good job with it. So cool.
Not that anyone gives a shit. I'm sure there's not a lot of people who give a shit, but like, why? Or is it? Are you playing Doom Guy? Are you?
Yes.
What's like the plot?
It's a prequel. It's a prequel to the Doom 2016 games. And the other thing, and it actually is a good point, a good talking point to jump into. Like, this one's pretty heavy on story. They have they have like characters that aren't just the Doom guy. That have full on cutscenes,
like meaningful roles,
and meaningful roles, and I was a little.
Oh, please don't spoil it, chat. I know it's Doom, but please don't spoil it.
Yeah. There's.
I don't think I'd ever heard that before. Please don't spoil Doom.
Don't spoil Doom.
Still, there's some fun parts, especially if you've been following along.
Yeah. It was a little strange, like. Every once in a while, I would finish a level or a chapter, as they call it, and it would never like have a natural flow to the next cutscene. It always felt like I missed something, going from the end of chapter 7 to the end of chapter 8, because I would be in a different area, or it would be a different person, or something. It just always felt like kind of disconnected.
There were weird cuts.
Yeah.
Like one in particular, like he, at the end of one scene, he's doing an action and you can see in the background, he's moving. Then in the other scene, he's just in a different place.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like, even people in chat were like, wait, how did he, is it where, what happened?
I thought my game
was like, if you looked in the background, there was a light. That was him. It's like, oh, okay.
I felt the story in
So
this
that
one
was
was like, I felt like the story in this one, it had the story I cared about more than any of the others, because it was like done pretty well, and then like it was more interesting than a lot of the other Doom stories. I didn't just want to like ignore it and just go right back to killing, even though that's what I did. But like you wanted to stop and just like, oh, this is
judge me by my words, not my actions.
Yes, like, oh, okay,
yeah.
It was actually a decent story. I appreciate them trying. Like, I don't really care too much. I just wanted to go kill the demons at the end. But at least they tried. It was better than some other stories.
I love that. Like, you give the pat on the head, like, hey,
yeah,
you did
good job.
Good job. You tried.
Yeah.
You did basic storytelling.
Now where's the continuity person? Are they taking the day off? What's going on?
Part of me, and I guess because of how it takes place in the timeline, I really enjoyed, I think it was 2016, and maybe they upped it in Eternal, when you would walk into a room and everyone would be like, oh my God, that's the fucking Doom guy. And this one, I would walk into a room and people like wouldn't notice that I was there, or they
It happens some at the beginning, which is
Okay.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like if you bust into some secret areas, they're like, don't get near him, stay back. Like stuff like it. But it's in this game, it's not, they don't really revere him.
Yes.
Because everyone knows about him and he's like just their secret weapon. Like it's a bit of a, like, they just don't want to die. They're all kind of worried about that.
Yeah.
A little bit more, it seems.
This is my favorite kill thing, by the way. That's metal as
heartburn
fuck.
kill.
That's an album cover for Metallica or something.
Dude.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
I think I had that T-shirt in high school.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Their art team nailed that whole thing
Completely.
and the vibe of it. But
My God, yes, Returnal. Holy shit.
yeah, this is the flight stuff. This is like Panzer Dragoon. I got a lot of Panzer Dragoon vibes.
Mm-hmm.
But it did feel a little not
light.
clunky. Yeah, light is, I guess. Are you purposely dodging the wrong? Oh,
No,
you're
so
learning the process here.
This is the very first time I did this. I didn't at first I was only dodging. I thought I could dodge like at the corners. I didn't realize it was only 4 directions. So I was sitting there like, it can't be that basic, right?
I did the
was
same
thinking,
thing
it's
for a
not
while
that-
there.
It's not that easy. And then I was like, wait, are you
Now you
serious?
got it.
And then it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
That he
Like,
literally
ones
just
back
said,
up.
"Oh, okay," on the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
You got it.
I
We
gotcha.
get it.
We got it.
yeah.
Took us a minute, but we got there.
Yeah, and then like it's kind of strange though because you're trying to like free fly, but really you just right click as fast as you can through all this stuff,
It's
and
a
it would
really,
lock on.
really basic mini game. This is what I
Yeah.
was talking about earlier when I was like, this is the power fantasy. It's super easy. You don't really have to think about it once you learn it. It's the same with the fighting sections with the mech stuff. Not too much of it, but just like Dan said, it kind of just breaks the pace up, breaks it up just enough. We fly around, do some of that, land on foot section, back on the dragon, do a few of those, back on. So it's nice for that. It does its job. These parts were a little weird, but I later realized that the only thing these do is lead you to the next section.
Yep.
It's the yellow paint of the dragon world.
Yeah.
So
I do love how they were like in the room, like, okay, we're gonna have Doom Guy riding a dragon, but what else? What else? Have the dragon breathe fire. Love it. Okay, we'll have that. What else? What else? Mount a minigun on its back. A couple of them. Fuck yeah, let's do it. I fucking love that.
Just doom
It's
it
like,
up.
did they
and
just
put him
hire
in-
teenage
put him in a
boys and, like-
Skyrim helmet.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do it. Sure, cool.
Well, and then the final thing was like the dragon's not looking doomy enough. Put a fucking scar on his right eye.
Yeah.
He's only got one eye because he's a badass. And they're like, all right, we're done. Next thing.
Oh, and dude, and his wings could be like in lasers.
He does have razor.
Oh, they can cut through stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah.
Laser wings.
It's great. It's very much doomified on all of that. Oh yeah, then he's got like the Skyrim cloak. It looks like he's driving.
Yeah, the fur cape.
dude,
yeah.
That's boss. That's
The
awesome.
helmet and everything, so good.
Yeah, and then he does this. This was the Iron Man move. I felt. I got big Iron Man vibes here, where he just like locks in,
Yeah.
and then just flies as fast as possible
Yeah.
away. Yeah, they have some inspired cutscenes that look really badass. So I enjoyed it so far. I'm excited to finish it.
They were just having fun making this game. You can tell.
Yeah,
It was just
You can
a
tell.
Good time.
You can tell they just had a lot of fun. Yep.
for me,
Agreed.
the best way I can say it is I did a sponsored stream for this on Monday night. They're like, hey, you're gonna need to run it back on Thursday because something happened, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, great, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Fantastic. Like,
Yeah.
I'll play some more Doom. I don't care. I'll have a smile on my face the entire time. It's a fantastic power fantasy that like it knows what it's doing and doesn't shy away from that. So
You will not be disappointed.
yeah. And it's out on
Okay.
Game Pass now. $80
How many
is pretty
hours?
steep.
$80 is pretty steep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
How many
That's
hours
tough.
did it take you guys? I haven't finished it, so I don't want to say.
Oh, let me see.
I think it was
I
like 20
did-
for me.
I did mostly 100% stuff, and it was 16.5.
Okay.
And I got 80% on a few levels and 99 on a few levels and 100%.
I will say for the stuff
99% gamer.
for the stuff that you do miss, you don't have to replay the whole level. You just go to wherever you're wanting to get the stuff that you missed, get it, and then just leave the level. So for people that are like completionist, it's nice that you don't have to play through the whole thing again to get all that stuff.
Oh, and to answer some questions in chat, not really a lot of replayability. There's
Yeah.
not really any reason to, which honestly is one of the reasons I feel like the price is a little much. And there's not a huge amount of secrets either. So still a really fun entry to the Doom franchise, but yeah, it's, would be nice if there was a little bit more at the end.
That's actually something I wanted to touch on. As far as like
Fun to play though.
how much like forgiveness, because I know we say like all of us have been guilty of saying it's $80, but it's on Game Pass. How much forgiveness do we give a game for being on a service? Because I know I'd give it a little bit. It's like it's $80, but if you pay for Game Pass, you can, it makes it worth it. I know
No,
it's weird, right?
I don't
Like,
really
I don't know,
equate
like,
that. I don't like if I ever say that, it's just to tell them like, don't pay the 80, go get it on Game Pass. Not like it's
Yeah.
okay
Right.
that it's 80. And I think honestly, I think the big thing that we really need to be talking about these days is how really what we can all do to stop these pay to play early things. Like I'd say
Yeah.
that's the most frustrating part of all this.
There's $100
It's
to play early.
Like dude. I mean, we're talking about $80 being expensive to play the game when it was ready and available. You had to pay $100. So how do we make that not happen? Like that's becoming a much bigger issue because it's gonna start happening to every single game.
Yeah.
Every single game is gonna have a rich person's play date and I don't have as much money I can spend right now person's play date, and that sucks. It sucks. When's it gonna be a third, right? Like when are we gonna have a third edition,
access.
the early bird access for only $50 extra dollars?
In a lot of ways, that's just called beta these days, right? Like,
Some of these games are getting like really excessive too with the early access. Like this one was 2 days, but like there's been ones where it's a week, and like a week is enough for people to beat it and spoil the game for everyone that hasn't had a chance to play yet. Like it's starting to get really bad with these, like they're getting longer and longer, and they want more and more money to play early, and it's just, and they're doing literally no extra work. They're just releasing it early for people that pay more.
yeah.
It's just a shitty practice.
Yeah.
but are we doing it though?
Are we
Like,
paying
I know
more?
I have-
That's the problem. No, I mean it's the same thing as DLC, and of course we're gonna do it. We're all gonna do it. Most
Yeah.
of the people watching us are gonna do it if they can afford it.
Yeah.
Like I'm just bitching.
I need everyone
Yeah.
else to have more
wish I had
morals
an
than I do.
answer.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Yeah, no.
I'm of the mindset, and it's a defeatist mindset, but it doesn't matter. The people that are going to buy it will never hear us talk about how they shouldn't buy it, and we're
Well, and
also
the
going to buy it because we're streamers, and so we're in the business of streaming something as soon as we can, because that's what, you know, our quote competitors, colleagues is another word you could say, are all going to do anyways. So we
The
lose.
unfortunate reality is, I mean, think about how many of these companies, how many of the people there are just to make money, and you're going to walk up to them
Yeah.
and be like, so we could literally add double-digit % to the cost of every project, and what we'd have to do for that is nothing. We have to do nothing but just stagger the release and charge more for it. No. Like who would possibly say
Yep.
no to that if they like making money?
Yeah, that's why I
that's
said it's a
unfortunate.
very defeatist mindset
Yeah.
that I have on it. But
Yeah.
that's my
Yeah.
my take on it all, is that like
And the
companies
worst
are gonna
part
do
is
things.
I don't dislike it enough to stop playing video games, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a problem.
yeah,
It's kind of like just
I don't- yeah.
microtransactions in general. Like we've been complaining for years now about them adding stores to single player games where you can buy stuff in a single player game. And has it gone away? No, because people buy it and they're going to keep
Mhm.
buying it. And until that stops, they're just going to keep making money doing it, no matter how many times we complain about it.
yeah.
It's just the reality of it. If they keep making money, they're going to keep doing it, no matter how often we complain about it.
Yep, I agree. Sad state of affairs, but you know, that horse armor, all those years ago,
Yeah.
really started something special, I guess you could say.
We're just saying Todd started this all. It's his fault.
Freeze.
He's to
says-
blame.
Freeman says, "I see no problem in keeping on complaining about it." Well, thank you, man.
You know,
We are happy to provide on your request.
I can't look at someone complaining and be like, you're wrong. It's like, no, you're
Yeah.
completely on point to complain about
It's
that.
the new flavor of shitty monetization.
Yeah.
There will be more.
Yeah.
It will continue
Absolutely.
coming.
Absolutely. That's Doom. We had a good time with it. Doom: The Dark Ages.
We did.
I think that talking about early access, fully released Thursday night, I think is when that was. Now on Game Pass, I should note it's $70, not $80. I think maybe 80 euros is where that came into play. But it's $69.99 on Steam, at least here in the old US of A. What else do we have? Let's jump into some news. Not the biggest news week, but we did have Artgate or
Oh,
whatever you want to
God.
call
Oh
it.
yeah, the mirror.
Oh, man.
As if it wasn't having enough problems.
Yeah, over at
Dude.
old
Ugh.
Bungie. So about 3 or 4 days ago, there was an artist that took to social media by the name of Anti-Real, which made some accusations and claims that turned out to be very true and very real, that there was just blatant plagiarism throughout the entire marathon experience when it comes to the art. So much so that you can go and look at the different art pieces in the marathon alpha where they like diminished the text on the art itself. This
one of the
particularly.
most egregious ones is you can see Anti-Real Daily Series on the right. That is the named series that the original artist made. What they did is on the left, that's the Bungie one. They literally just like tried to erase it. They did a poor job. You can actually still kind of read it right there. That is literally the artist's made up thing.
It's like war torn, I guess is how you could.
There's another big one. There's this strip of very unique and cool looking symbols.
Yes, I'll show
that Marathon has put everywhere in the game, and the entire forum and Reddit for months was like, what do these mean? Are these the factions? Like they were doing these like ARG things and all this stuff with it. Bungie literally ripped the every single symbol, the whole line graphic from that artist. All of like the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like the big thing here is that when this story came out, it was thought, it still says Doom, by the way.
Oh,
want to fix that.
Disgusting Doom, the dark. I'm sorry, Bethesda.
That's a lawsuit.
Apologies. Don't
about that
me.
sponsored stream you're doing soon. So the big thing here, the part that is so distressing about this is that Marathon has been out publicly being pushed as this super artistic, stylized, Bungie fingerprinted project. That's what Marathon is, this super unique art style. They had a whole little movie made of it, but like this is so unique. And when the art started getting leaked, when this artist came out and people started noticing that it was happening, at first everyone was like, oh, we've been through this before. Bungie has had problems with this. They'll make sure the artist is compensated. They'll give him a few bucks, whatever.
Yeah.
Then it started coming out exactly how much they had taken, exactly how exact it had been copied. And most importantly, it became very clear that it's not just an issue of some art getting stolen. Marathon by Bungie is based on the aesthetic of this artist.
Yes.
This artist came up with a style, and then Marathon took that style and made it their style. I made this. And then sold it as, look at our awesome, uniquely styled shooter coming out. Like, I don't think we've ever seen something like this before. And it's at this point, it's going to be interesting to see if that project sees the light of day.
Yeah.
How many people do you think at Bungie are to blame for this? Like, is it just
now? Here's where it gets weird.
Here's where it gets weird. Yeah.
Here's what gets weird. Okay. Multiple of the art team were following this guy for years.
Girl,
excuse me. This artist.
Gal.
Years.
Yeah.
It stands to reason that maybe there was some universe where it wasn't seen, but looking at the situation, it would be nearly impossible for someone to not notice that this art was being literally copy-pasted, in many cases, off of Twitter into Marathon. Again, this is not just like one person who came up with the aesthetic, Temp and Andy, and it was like, hey guys, made the aesthetic for you, here you go, and just gave him a whole bunch of stuff, right? All right, have fun. Like, oh, Temp Andy, did you make this with AI? No, that's not how it worked. It was a team. So, and most importantly, this team was taking credit for the aesthetic, which was now clearly becoming someone else's.
Yeah.
So this is not saying, we have no idea what it is. And of course we may never know what it is, to put it bluntly, but this could have been like a coordinated massive thing. Like this could be as nasty as it looks. It might be but again, there's a chance we may never know. We'll see.
Yeah. Their official response to it, just so that's out there, quote, we immediately investigated concern regarding unauthorized use of artist decals in Marathon and confirmed that a former Bungie artist included these in a texture sheet that was ultimately used in game. This issue was unknown by our existing art team, and this is kind of reiterating what Coach just said, and we are still reviewing how this oversight occurred. We take matters like this very seriously. We've reached out to Anti-Real to discuss the issue and are committed to do right by the artist. As a matter of policy, we do not use the work of artists without their permission. To prevent similar issues in the future, we're conducting a thorough review of our in-game assets, specifically those done by former Bungie artists, and implementing stricter checks to document all artist contributions. We value the creativity and dedication of all artists who contribute to our games, and we are committed to do right by them. Thank you for bringing this to our attention.
3 things. 1, this was not tweeted from the main Marathon account.
Yes,
I
it is
saw
from the
that, too.
Marathon dev team account.
That was done for a reason.
Yeah.
Obviously done very intentionally on a Friday. Second of all, it has come to light from that tweet that the guy that Bungie stole art from last time, I think it was a year ago plus, has still not been contacted or compensated by them.
Oh, I thought he was paid. Is this a
look at the
different
tweet.
allegation?
The news thing I saw was that guy tweeted out he still had not been compensated, and now I'm going to go find it.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm seeing both. He was paid and he wasn't. There might be a third plane.
Oh God.
I don't know I don't know the situation, to be honest. They were never credited. He didn't get paid.
He fired the guy that was going to pay him, says Makashima. I don't know
Wouldn't
if that's
surprise
real,
me
but
with
holy
Bungie.
shit.
Oh God.
That would have been.
Here's
No.
maybe the kicker is like, if the optics seems bad to you about all of this around Bungie, it actually got worse than everything we're saying. Because on Friday, Bungie was scheduled to do a marathon. They were calling it a play in MA rather, like Ask Me Anything, AMA, but a play.
MA.
So they started this whole stream. They didn't cancel the stream after all this came out, right? They started the stream, and they had I think it was the game director and the art director. The guy that's, the head of Marathon art director, and I think all of Bungie. And the stream starts, and they're like, "Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, because of some things that have happened this past week, we're not going to be able to play the game today. We're not going to show you anything new because it contains because we stole the art." It's kind of what they said in short. So it was an hour long, right? They didn't show anything. And they had, right after that, the art director read a statement verbatim that he wrote to the audience. And then he stayed there for the next hour saying very little while they just got absolutely fucking destroyed in the chat by messages like this, where he's just sitting there reading chat and it says plagiarism will make me God, because that was like the whole thing that Marathon had going for it with their marketing team. And he just was like very visibly upset. He was probably up all night too, the night prior, because of all of this, right? Like that's the human response to all of that is, I'm not going to sleep very well. Do I still have a job?
Jesus Christ,
Like,
man.
There's a big the buck stops here with him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
The issue is with the art of the game. He is the guy in charge of the art of the game. Like the buck kind of stops with him. Like if there's a head to be chopped, it's gonna be his.
Yeah.
So I would not feel super great being on that show either, to be honest.
It's his
Justified
job.
or not, justified or not, it reminded me of the scene in fucking Jurassic Park where it's like, here's a lamb.
Yes.
Here you go.
Yep.
Fucking chat is.
End of the day, all the art goes through him, and it's his job to like do due diligence to double check art going through and making sure that this isn't happening. And I don't know how he didn't do it, or maybe they did know it and hoping no one would find out, or what. We don't know. It's rough.
That's the part that sucks to think about.
Yeah.
Like, is this a oh God, there's art, or like an oh God, we got caught? Like there's lots of different ways this could play out. But yeah, it's
Do you think he was forced or went voluntarily? meaning like
A little
Oh,
bit
no,
of
they were
both.
I'll
caught.
do it.
Oh, you mean on the show?
Yeah,
To
do
be
the
on the stream after this.
I
happened.
bet he had to. I mean, he had to. If he had not, that would have been even more scandalous. Like if the lead art director had not shown up to read that statement, I feel like that would have been even. I would have
No,
almost
I'm just saying have
implicated
the
him,
stream
you know?
at all. It seems
Yeah.
weird that they would have that at all.
Oh,
I would have
yeah.
in hindsight,
Yeah.
I would have canceled the stream. I don't necessarily think having him on there to like eat crow or whatever the phrase is, like
Yeah.
the fact we're talking about how bad it looked, having him just
Yeah.
be there for an hour, I think is evidence enough that they shouldn't have had that stream.
I'm surprised the lawyers let them go. Like after this came out, that their legal is letting them even like publicly talk about anything like this right now.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
They're looking at a
They're-
possible lawsuit.
They are so lucky. That artist seems super chill with everything. My God, dude.
Mhm.
If they had found some vindictive person or somebody with an anti-Bungie agenda, like, they'd be done.
Yeah. Someone in chat says, I felt mean-spirited watching. Yeah, I was watching on stream and like 10 minutes in, I was like, guys, I can't, like, he's just sitting there and chat is just being chat. I can't watch this barbecue anymore. Like,
Mhm.
he's dead. Like,
Yeah.
He's dead. He's dead.
He probably doesn't stream much, so he doesn't know like what happens if you make a mistake on a puzzle. Like this is chat. Chat does this, you know. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
you make an error
yeah.
of any size, they're gonna do this.
Yeah, so it was rough. And then after all that is said and done, you start seeing, at least I saw a handful of like, quote unquote, leaders in the community, pillars in the community being like, delay the game. Like you can't, there's no way this game ships this year. Like you can't,
Dude.
you have to delay the game at this point.
How, like, I just don't understand at this point how they're going to even do that. Like, you literally have a project where your aesthetic was possibly stolen. That will always taint the project, no matter how cool it looks. People will always wonder what's stolen and what isn't. Like I will be very surprised if they pull this out of the fire.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And
I
on
just,
top
I just
of,
don't, I just
like-
don't see it. I know I'm never gonna touch it. Like
I
I don't know how I could. I don't know. I don't know, man.
It's
Like
it's
I
weird.
didn't play it myself, but it seemed like even before all of this, that the reaction from people that played the game was that it was just okay. Like it wasn't even like the gameplay itself wasn't even like
Especially
stellar.
after
Like
Arc Raiders.
yeah, Arc Raiders was like phenomenal, and then this one was just kind of was a thud. Like it just didn't quite hit like they were expecting it to.
Yeah. It is a perfect storm
That's
of like fuckery.
as Chad is saying. We preferred Arc Raiders, not Art Raiders.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, dude, is that name stuck. I see
did.
that name called
Everywhere now.
more than Marathon. I see Art Raiders. I mean, I used it as like the meme when we were talking about it on the topic tag. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'd be surprised if that game comes out on time, and two, if that game maybe ships at all.
Oh, and let's just add some fuel to the fire that has nothing to do with the art. It then also came out that the devs, the leads of Marathon, have been being told for years and years and years that the direction isn't right. They should probably do more PvE folks. Like all this stuff that would have made the game awesome. In fact, we talked about this when we first talked about like how much more interesting the game would be if it was more prototype. And apparently they all just like good old boy ignored all of it. And it's multiple employees being like, we tried to tell them that it was not good.
Jesus.
Just to, make things better for the project. That is now an official story floating around out there.
Jesus. Yeah.
Good times.
You know what I'd do? I'd get the artist. I'd take her and I'd get her in a press conference, give her a big old novelty check with a bunch of money on it and just says, we're sorry. And just like shake hands like,
Yeah.
we cool?
She's the new art director.
I know, right?
She
There you
owns
go, yeah.
Bungie now, guys. Sorry about
Yeah, there you
that.
go.
It's interesting. We joked about this. Like, what could Bungie do? to possibly save from this? And one of the things we brought up, like, is what if they did just like bring her in as the aesthetic advisor? Like, what if they actually integrated her into the project?
Just gave her a job,
At
but she
this
didn't have to
point-
work. Yeah.
At this point, with everything that's been done, could that work? I don't know. Like, I wouldn't like,
Well,
at this juncture, I'm not sure.
I think while like the hardcore audience, as it were, would know all about this, then you have to explain to the normie audience, like the people that would never hear about any of this, what went on, right? Like, and then it just, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be. They're all having a terrible weekend, and they're all dreading waking up tomorrow and going into the office and like dealing with this, because I don't know what the answer is. And I would expect that a lot of the execs, the CEOs, are just like, fucking fire that guy. Just move on. Like, just put it behind us. And meanwhile, everyone at the studio is like, fuck. Like, we don't want to do this. This guy's been here for a decade, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a nightmare.
The worst part, he may have not
process.
known about it.
Yeah.
It may have had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, it may have just been him not thoroughly checking the art that was in the game, which is, to be fair, that is a big deal, but doesn't necessarily needs to be fired as long as they, due diligence back to where they should be.
Yeah.
Malicious intent, like,
Intent is bad.
that's still negligence. That's a fireable
But, yeah,
offense. Absolutely.
As Kat's saying, we do very much have to keep in mind that man on the screen had followed the artist for years.
Yeah.
And there you go.
So it's really hard at that point. Yeah.
Really hard to say you
three-step
didn't
process.
know that art.
There's no way
style.
he didn't know.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's oh man, yeah.
What do you think about this? Simple 3-step process. Be transparent about what happened. Punish and or fire the people responsible. Pay the artist. How's that?
Well, the scapegoat that they used,
No good?
they said no longer works there. So,
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they're basically like, oh yeah, so we had this guy that worked here a while back, basically came up with the whole game, and then left.
Yeah.
So he's not here anymore. That sucks.
John Bungie, we fired him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this will save the game. I'm saying it'll maybe help the situation. The game has to speak for itself no matter what. There's nothing about this that'll save the game.
Yeah. No, the game will have a rough go. Is having a rough go, without question.
I'm really worried about the future of Bungie as a company, because they needed a win, because they're not doing great right now.
Yeah.
And the worst part is Destiny 3. Anything they made in Destiny 3 would have been a win. I don't even play Destiny, and I know that. It's just like, I don't. What are you guys thinking? I don't know. Really unfortunate.
Yep. And then you start to think about how Bungie or PlayStation said, like, Bungie came in and talked with Naughty Dog and like said basically that wasn't a good shape for their live service game, and so they canned the Last of Us live service game because of what Bungie said. And now whoever made that decision is just throwing their hands up like, what the fuck, guys? Like,
they literally told us that, then went and made a game nobody wanted.
Yeah.
They literally told us what games to make, and then went and make a game that even their fans were like, this is somewhat mid.
Yeah. Not in a good spot. Not in a good spot whatsoever. Let's move on to another topic. I'm actually curious if you guys have heard about this. I went and played it yesterday. This past week, over in the old Fortnite world, they added, and you actually, I'm surprised you and your kids did not check this out yet.
Yeah. Star Wars AI.
Yeah. So in Fortnite, they're doing a big promotional activity right now with Disney and Star Wars. And they added, if you play the game, if you play a battle royale version of Fortnite, no build or whatever, you can go to a certain area on the map. I think it's like Vader's samurai something or other. I forget the exact spot. It's always in the same spot. If you go there and you defeat Darth Vader and walk up to him and like accept the little quest thing, you just walk up and press E, you'll like kind of zone in and zone out of this thing. And when you zone out, Darth Vader joins your team, your squad, and it's an AI version of Darth Vader that will have a conversation with you in game. So that got added. Keep in mind that James Earl Jones, the original voice actor for Darth Vader, sold his entire voice acting voice to Disney before he passed. So they have full reign to use this however they see fit.
To be clear, and I wonder if this has been talked about. When did he pass?
A while.
It was before AI, right?
He passed away on September 9th, 2024. So no, it's pretty recent.
Oh, last year.
Yeah.
So in other words, AI was probably explicitly in it then.
Yes, yeah. Oh, it was explicit. Yeah, it was very explicit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so in other words, just to be perfectly clear, James Earl Jones was totally fine with them doing this, and it's his voice.
Yes.
Okay.
He sold the rights for this reason. There is no drama on if he wanted it or not. So like that aspect of the story is dead weight. There's no weight to that aspect.
Interesting.
So that happens. This comes out. It's been patched, but before it was patched.
Oh no!
I heard things. I heard
Before
about
it was
this.
patched.
I didn't hear about this.
Before it was patched, Darth Vader swore, said multiple slurs, threatened to kill someone in real life, said Pride Month is for the delusional, eliminated players on the same side as him for calling him daddy, said Spanish is a language used by smugglers, asked someone if they liked Chun-Li's ass, and then made a tier list of races. So, the people at Fortnite were like, fuck! Let's go patch this!
Oh.
We gotta patch this immediately!
Disney is probably firing up the lawyers right
No,
now.
when I think Disney, the first thing I think is racial tier lists.
Yeah.
That's just
So they-
connected up there.
There are the TikTok craze right now is posting conversations with Vader, and a lot of them happened before the patch, and that video footage will be very hard to scrub from the internet.
Oh man!
Yes.
But I booted up Fortnite yesterday, this post
To
patch,
see if you could break it.
and I decided I'm gonna go have some conversations with Vader.
Oh no!
That shit is fucking awesome. Like it was crazy. You would just have Vader on your team and be like, hey Vader, what do you want to do? And he would, no matter what skin you're using, he would know. And so I was using like a Jar Jar Binks. And so he would be like, Jar Jar Binks, and say it very much like Vader and say something. But it's even wilder when like I saw clips of Vader walking around and be like, Lady Gaga and Mariah Carey, come, we have to go kill these two people. And you're like, what the fuck is happening?
I require
That's the movie I would watch.
Miley
I'd watch that movie.
Yeah, Juice World, come. The Sith needs your help. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Hatsune Miku, we need you now. Anyone you could think of. Anyone you could think of.
That's awesome. Wow.
Because there's so many skins in that game from so many different IP. Eminem, we need you now to join the Sith.
That
yeah,
legit
man.
sounds like a blast, actually.
Dude, it's so
That
fun.
actually sounds like a lot of fun.
It's so fun. Max is using Goku, and Vader would be like, Goku, we need, I sense enemies to the east. Come, join the Sith Empire, blah, blah, blah. And so we would just have conversations with Vader yesterday. Max was doing a bit with Goku. I was playing with Gassy Mexican. He does he does a lot of good impersonations, but he does a fairly good Goku. And we were saying like, yeah, Vader, like when you do something good, when you get a kill, a lot of people will be like, ooh woo, and they'll be excited about it. And then Vader responded like, this ooh woo. You're just
Yeah, it was fucking loud.
you're just like this is the perfect thing. I love this so much. I love it so much.
Fucking hilarious.
Oh god, it's just like it's one of those things where I went into it with the full idea of like, God, this is like fucking scummy and but I left and I'm like, that was great. I had a great time with it. I played for like
really
4
cool.
hours. Played for like 4
really
hours. Yeah. He does like he would say like skibbity toilet. He would like just all the like silliest shit you can think of. And it made me think like, dude, if I was a kid and I would like have Vader as an AI to go, that would just blow my fucking mind. Like I wouldn't even. That's why I was curious if you had played it with your kids, Code. Because
No, he wanted to play yesterday, unfortunately, but I had to update, and
Okay.
we didn't have time. But he I don't think he's done the AI Vader thing yet, but I'm definitely going to do it with him now.
yeah,
And
you have to
we
go
made
kill him. You have to kill
we
him.
have
So there's a
officially
little bit
made
of an issue.
through all 3 of the Star Wars movies.
All
Kids.
the base
original,
ones.
the original,
Okay.
original trilogy is
Ooh.
done. Yep.
Fantastic.
So they it's been complete.
Yeah.
So they actually have context now for Vader.
Okay. Are they afraid of Vader, or is he just like a? Because a lot of people treat him as
he's a big bad.
Okay, he's
Yeah,
big
they
bad.
think he's a big bad guy.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Man,
Not afraid of him.
I'm so interested to know like how your kids respond to talking to Vader. That's
I
like
will let you know next week.
You see it happen at like Disney, right? Where you have people impersonating him or whatever, and that's really cool to see those videos and see kids react to that stuff. But to like have the original voice actor having a conversation to you and responding like to your actions and who you're playing in game, it's got to be
Crazy.
It's a very odd line that I think has been crossed in a lot of ways. Where I wonder like where they go from here. Because obviously you have the whole side of it where it's like, yeah, Disney doesn't want, their IP, one of their more popular IPs, spewing the nonsense that they did. But on the other side of things, is this like a good use of AI moving forward? Is this, should more things do this? Do voice actors, is this going to be the norm where voice actors will be signing over their voice for a popular character? I don't know.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
I don't know like what's going to happen.
And what
with
about
that.
the ones that are just not okay with that? Is it going to be the
Yeah.
kind of thing where for larger roles, if you don't sign your voiceover for it, you don't get the role?
Right. Yeah.
And some actors have long since been dead,
Shit.
and maybe their family members are
Oof.
maybe don't have much money, and they just go up and be like, "Hey, we'll give you much money
So-
if we can use your relatives' rights."
Yeah.
I will say this. One of the reasons I was asking about earlier, because I thought for some reason I thought James Earl Jones had died a little bit earlier, pre-AI, and I was going to say if he had not specifically signed away the rights for AI, if someone dies before AI was around, we should never, as people, ever consider bringing their voice back. Like you need to explicitly, doesn't matter
Yeah.
what your descendants say, like you need
Yeah.
to explicitly say you're good with it. So
Yeah.
that was good to know with him.
Yeah. And then the other thing, which is not, if you follow Fortnite or you've played Fortnite recently or anything like that, it's not a revelation to hear this, but that game's fucking crazy, man. You load into those lobbies and you start looking around at all the different IP around you, and like people are doing dances from popular artists, and there's copyrighted music playing from like every fucking
Everywhere.
every orifice, and the like it, you're hearing Eminem, you're hearing Hatsune Miku, John Wick is over there doing the fucking gritty while Eminem is like doing some cutesy K-pop dance, and you're like, what is happening?
I remember
really
when
is
that
like a fever
game
dream.
was just you were defending against zombies, and you had to build a base to defend against these waves of zombies. I
Yeah,
remember streaming it before Ninja even streamed it, and it was a decent little survival game. And now it's something completely different.
yeah. It's
None
it's
of
a
that left.
fever dream of IP is really what it is. Just the pregame lobbies are hysterical. And the fact that the mocap is like actually really good on all the characters, like the the way that the wireframe works on every model in the game, so every character can join you in doing some absurd emote, is also hilarious, because you'll have, I don't even know, like, I don't know what the shocking name is anymore. Sabrina Carpenter and Eminem like doing the L face and like jumping in front of each other.
I see you're playing as Jar Jar. Does like he comment in Jar Jar voice when you do stuff, like you shoot someone? Like
He does
me
not.
hit so good.
I was hoping he would, but he does not. And that might be because of the actor not signing off on his voice, wanting to be in the character, wanting to be in the game rather. There is a Darth Jar Jar skin, of course, that's in the battle pass. You can get Palpatine, all of that shit. It's got all the like, the other thing is that everything's time gated and the shop rotates, I guess, once a day, just like any other MTX shop would. So you have to get like lucky unless you don't, when you don't buy the skin when it's readily available. So there's a little bit of FOMO. But yeah, it's just it's a weird thing. You know, Darth Vader walking around and being like, Godzilla, we must go and fight the Empire. the Emperor
I want to see that
needs
movie.
us.
That sounds great.
And you're like, yeah, let's go do it, man. Let's go do it. So
Whatever you say, Godzilla.
well, yeah, whatever you say, Godzilla, whatever you say, Darth Vader. Yeah, it's insane. And the AI thing, I think, just the AI Vader, not the AI thing, just adds to the like absurdity of it all in maybe the best ways possible. So very curious to see what they do.
Tech would be really cool. Like rights debate aside, like this tech in like an RPG where you can like have NPCs you can have conversation with that like know who they are and where they are in the world and can talk to you about the world. Like that kind of tech could be really cool if it works well to like really flesh out characters and make them feel more real. If you can just like ask them questions like in an RPG world about stuff or quest tips and things. Like the tech can be really fun if done well. You know, rights debate decided in the future, but it's exciting to think about like going if someone gives you a quest, there's no clues about the quest, and you have to go interview like NPCs to like figure out where they are, or like even interrogate people, and that kind of thing could be really cool in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's like, isn't there tech around it where we've talked about it ages ago on the show where it's like the endless RPG because you walk into a town and the town has had a bear attack the town you learn about. And that's just something that happened randomly because a bear walked into the perimeter of the town. So then someone sends you on a quest to kill the bear and you have to bring back a memento from the person that he killed. Or like all this stuff just happens because of AI in it. You really start to think like how many people are going to be, how many like creative writers are going to be out of a job. And if you don't have the creative aspect of that, and it becomes just an AI being like, I need 2 bear asses. Please help me out. My mom died. I retrieve her necklace. You start to think like, well, where are we going to go with all this?
Well, I mean, just like there's sandbox games and narrative games, whenever you put an AI for a character, that's in many ways completely releasing a narrative that the developers intended. So when you put in agents that can tell the player anything about anything or completely dictate the experience outside of any rails you provide, you're providing a sandbox for them to play in. That's like not a narrative experience. So a lot of people are like, man, I can't wait to have, AI people in Skyrim. Well, they tried that. There's mods for that. And there are 95% more ridiculous clips than like it actually working as it should. And that's because it's not, again, it like completely, it's really hard to tailor something that's supposed to be able to say anything and go anywhere to restrict its world down to something immersive and realistic into like a certain time frame or a certain world or things like that. Like in the first iteration, you could in like one sentence have this Skyrim NPC AI that was totally fully restricted start talking about how he needed to find a cell phone, and it's just like, well, shit, So it's like, and that kind of stuff is really difficult. But on top of that, it's like, especially for like a big narrative RPG, if you were to have the AI start choosing what information the player gets at what time, like that can throw off the whole thing. Like it's very easy in that situation if it's not, completely controlled, which kind of goes against the whole purpose of AI anyway, to be able to deliver the same experiences that you would want to. So the control kind of goes out the window. So it's going to be cool in certain cases, like that experience you talked about. If the whole game from the ground up was built in AI for emergent experiences, and you weren't expecting that, that's cool. But you could never really go into that game being like, oh, I'm going to get a great narrative experience that excites me, and there's going to be reveals, and like that's just it wouldn't be able to happen. Not right now, at least. But it just wouldn't be the same. And even then, if AI could do that, you'd know that you weren't doing it like a person had nothing to do with it. I don't know about you. For me, it'd feel kind of soulless.
Yeah.
I'd feel kind of, it wouldn't have the same impact for me.
It would be, I think the way that I would like rationalize with it is that I would be playing it looking for that experience of, with the understanding that it's soulless, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like I wouldn't go into it expecting like
you're making your own experiences.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't be the type of thing where it's like, all right, let's sit down and I'm going to have some like Expedition 33 levels of storytelling here. No, I'll go hopefully in a world where both of these can exist. I'll go play the Expedition 33.
That's kind of like where people say like, this will lose jobs. Like this will replace jobs. It's like it kind of will, but in a lot of ways, it's not anywhere near that yet. Not anywhere even in the ballpark of that yet. Like we'll probably get there someday. Let's be real, but we're not there yet.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting time. I am also I don't know what's next. And I'm also, we'll never know, but I really want to know how like Disney responded to that of like, hey, he made a tier list of the races. What the fuck are you guys like? What are you doing? Like, did that get to Bob Iger? And he's just like, he did what? Why? Who approved? Like, how does this happen? Or do they slide him a sheet? It's like, by the way, we made $30 billion on Jar Jar skins. Vader was a bit racist, but we've cleaned that up. $30 billion, though. He's like, I mean, what are you going to do? It's Vader. How do they get around that? I don't know. I mean,
the weird thought experiments going through my head. It's like Vader made a tier list of the racist. Oh my God. But do you know what the fuck he did in the movies? He destroyed an entire planet.
Yes.
An entire planet full of people, just murdered them.
Yeah.
Billions of lives gone in an instant. It's like, well, it's Vader.
Zeke. He made a racial tier list, man.
That is
like he may be a murderer, but he's a racist murderer. It's like 10 times worse. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's
jeez.
Maybe that's the line of thinking that the lawyers present. And he's like, guys, we destroyed a fucking planet.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Listen, billions of people. Alderaan.
Billions of people.
Elderanians.
Yeah.
What the fuck did you expect was going to happen?
Kids before.
If you gave this guy a
he's
voice?
not a good guy.
Yeah,
he's straight up eye to eye murdered children. Vader, right? Okay.
I would have absolutely loved to hear a warrior or a lawyer in all seriousness try to defend the racism because of the character of the fictional. He was a mass murderer. How dare you question if he was racist? Of course he was racist. Dude, what do you expect putting Darth Vader in your game? You're the crazy one.
I had a conversation with him yesterday. I was like, hey, Vader, did you really kill those kids? And he responded like, we don't, I think he said like, we shouldn't talk about the past. We need to focus on now so that we could, blah, blah, blah,
Darth
blah.
Vader's a Democrat? No, I'm just kidding.
I would be like, no, but like, did you really kill him? And he's like, sacrifices must be made sometimes to fulfill I'm like, Jesus Christ. What else did we ask him?
Sacrifices must be made.
Oh, I would do random things. Me and Max were playing, and I was like, Vader, have you ever played around with the lightsaber before? And he'd be like, no, it's a tool to demonstrate power and, you know, whatever of the Force. It's like, well, I have a lightsaber in my ass right now, Vader, and I'm kind of liking it. And he'd be like, that's a distraction to do such a Gungan tool, because like, I'm like, what? And he's like, and I'm like, no, Vader, I think I kind of like it. He's like, oh, that must be some weird Gungan ceremony that you're doing. But hey, you're playing very well right now. So maybe
Gungans are freaky.
Maybe it's the best way to play. Just having that conversation is so fucking wild to me that you can just literally go and ask him whatever you want. It was a fever dream of a stream for me.
Dude, now I just want a whole series of YouTube videos like Coffee with Vader. And it's just like a dude talking to the Vader AI about different things. Today's topic is what we thought about the Republic's defense strategies on just go into it and see what he says.
Oh my
God, dude.
It's not right now. I just opened it, but my TikTok feed, because I liked one Vader video from Fortnite. And
so you now are on the Vader side of TikTok.
For Vader
talk.
The next several hours throughout the day, whenever I would scroll TikTok, it was just nonstop Vader clips, like super cuts of all the crazy shit that people have had him say and do, and yeah, just wild stuff. Absolutely wild stuff. He also gets pissed if you bring up Padme. If you call him by his real name, he gets really agitated.
Oh, interesting.
If you ask him how he feels about sand, he'll give you a lot of attitude. You know, just people are asking him anything and everything, and seeing how it goes. And so hearing all of that, I wonder if they'll release one of those, I don't know what they're called. What's it called where you have like the giant graph and it just has a bunch of words on it with circles, and then the circles get bigger?
Oh, the Venn diagram?
Not a Venn diagram. It's like a...
About string?
Do what?
Oh, I thought you meant the crazy red string board.
Oh,
with the
word cloud.
A word cloud. Yes, a word cloud. That's
word cloud.
Yeah. Okay. I would love to see a word cloud of like the number one topics that Vader discussed or was asked about, or something like that. They would have to have a filter.
I can't imagine programming something that's owned by Disney but has AI capabilities. Like, you just have to grab all right, I'm gonna take all of Urban Dictionary, all of 4chan. I'm gonna take most of Reddit, and I'm gonna feed it in and go, no.
No.
Well, but you also have to say yes to some things, because
that's the problem, man.
Yesterday, I would be like, Vader, there's guys near us, lock the fuck in. And he would be like, I am locked in, Jar Jar Binks. And you're like, Vader, what the fuck are you saying? Shut up. But he has to take like colloquialisms and stuff like that, and understand and respond, you know, in the same vernacular and language that he's hearing. And sometimes he does, and then you also have to be like, well, how do we make him not respond to this? It kind of felt like yesterday, whenever we would curse after the patch, anytime he detected something with a curse word in it, he would have the same response. And if you did it like 4 or 5 times, he would actually just turn on you and kill you. And so they kind of like fixed that in a way, but you can also like skirt around that. I think before the patch, you also used to be like, hey, Vader, I'm not Jar Jar Binks, call me this. And then he would have like a call sign for you. I don't think you can do that anymore now.
Yeah. Vader does not care for rebels or cursing. Like those are his.
Yeah. They got smart about how they did it. But yeah, just a fever dream. People were asking why, by the way, Jar Jar Binks has rollerblades on him. Those are Jubilee's, X-Men's own Jubilee's rollerblades on my back. If you're curious, because Jubilee is in the game. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
There she is.
And I have a Cyclops skin, and yeah. It's fever dream. That's if you haven't seen Fortnite in several years, it's a little bit of a mind fuck going back in. I thought it was a perfect fit for our audience, because I don't know how much of our audience is in the Fortnite demographic. And so to see all this stuff is kind of a little bit of
half the time I watch
fuck.
anything about Fortnite. It's like their characters jumped in a fucking toy box and just popped out, or with like tape all over them. And they jumped in a toy box and they popped out. And they're like, "This is my guy. It has rollerblades and a lightsaber, and it has like G.I. Joe and Transformers all over it. It's great."
Yeah.
Accurate.
Yeah. I'm fighting Chewbacca right there. Darth Vader's helping me fight Chewbacca, so that's great. But I think I died to Hatsune Miku or something. Or oh no, I died to Padme in her white outfit from the second one or something like that.
Vader has a thing for her, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense why I died there. So it's a nightmare in all the best ways. That's my experience with Fortnite. I don't know how long the Vader AI stuff is going to last. If that's there forever, or it definitely seemed like I was the boomer that was late to the party, because not very many people were going to fight him and get him. They were more focused on winning. I figured like all X amount of 60 people in the lobby would all be focused in on Vader. But it seemed like old news. It might have been because most of the people, because it was a newish account in Fortnite, we might have been playing against bots, but yeah. Or it might just be that the kids don't give a shit.
Could be that too.
Yeah. Could be
the first like 3 or 4 rounds are generally bots.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to. Chat was saying that it lasts through the end of the month if you're wanting to play. It is Fortnite's still free, so you don't have to. You don't have to pay for anything. You just jump into a battle royale mode in Fortnite. And you can go kill Vader and get him on your team. But I think it's better just to scroll social media and look at the tweets where it's in all caps. Fortnite Darth Vader is racist.
Yep, sounds good.
Just see the absurdity unfold in front of you. What else is going on? Apple was basically, there was some stuff that happened legally where Apple was supposed to let Fortnite back into the App Store. When you remember all of that went down and like COVID. And now Apple is just kind of like, no, we're not going to like approve it. And I think that was the latest news where Fortnite is still not on the App Store here in the US. And they're just kind of being like, nah, we don't have to do that. Sorry. So I don't know what's going to happen with that.
I saw Apple was also putting little notifications on some apps that this app doesn't support our secure and private paying system and send you to an external place to pay. And like, which they're not supposed to be doing. So they're like trying everything they can to not like obey the lawsuit that they lost.
Jeez. Yeah, so that's crazy. And the Power World versus Nintendo lawsuit, I guess this is our legal section. Power World was, at least I think it was the latest update. There might be more. They were forced to remove the ability to like glide with pals.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was deemed that was a IP of, or that was part of the Pokemon IP. And
I don't know how Nintendo
that.
managed to like copyright something that's so basic, like gliding on a bird. Like, I don't understand how you managed to get that. It's such a basic concept.
Yeah, who knows?
It is important that the changes that the Power World guys are making, from what I understand, is them trying to head off stuff, not necessarily like in response. So like, we don't know necessarily if what they're doing is specifically because they were told don't do that. They may just be playing it super safe. They have to, unfortunately, though, especially with the situation.
Yeah. Chad, also very correct. It's not IP. It's patented, or a lot of this stuff is patented by Nintendo, and so that's where the legal aspect of all of it is coming from. So, yep, we'll continue to keep an eye on that and see what remains of Power World when all is said and done.
They'll do anything except invest more money in Pokemon to make it better.
Right. Yeah. No, we wouldn't want to do that, Dan. We wouldn't. We're about to make $1 bajillion here in about 3 weeks on our new console. What are you? A better Pokemon? You're a fool. What are you talking about? Ubisoft continues to not look great. Apparently last Assassin's Creed didn't sell as well as they had hoped. And in general,
no kidding.
Yeah, it's not
Nope.
selling well. Star Wars Outlaws fell short of sales expectation. X Defiant is now canceled because of lack of players. I think all of that over the last year culminated in kind of a lower net booking is what I saw. And then it just kind of came through when those Assassin's Creed sales came through. I think this is all from an investor thing.
Investor call probably,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Ubisoft preferred performance indicators, so-called net bookings, which excludes some deferred revenues, also fell by more than 20% year on year, to a measly 1.8 billion euros. So,
How will they survive?
I don't know what they're gonna.
I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah. The group expects to measure to hold steady in the coming 2025 to 26 financial year, during which it will release a new Prince of Persia game, strategy title, Anno 117 Pex Romana, and mobile versions of shooters Rainbow Six and The Division. Disappointing shipments have been matched by a tumbling stock price. This is all from France24.com. I don't know what that is, but that's where I just read all that from. Hopefully that's
It's France24.com.
France24.com.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
The
French
leading
state,
source in 24-hour French news.
It's a French state-owned, publicly funded international news television network based in Paris. So there you go. They would know. And then Sony came out and said that they are considering further price rises as it braces for the 500 million euro tariff impact. This came from a investor call. And it kind of started along the lines of increasing the price of all of their products. And so within all of their products, it's assumed that the PS5 price will be impacted in that. But they didn't have anything else to say apart from that it needs to be considered going forward.
Yeah. Didn't Microsoft already raise their prices on Xbox stuff recently?
Yes. Yeah. Mostly on like accessories, I think, or maybe 50-ish bucks on like a handful of the consoles. I saw all those values last week, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. See if there's any other news stuff. Stellar Blade kind of had some stuff happen. They announced their PC launch will be on June the 11th. And then it gets kind of weird because they found out that they're not going to be available in like 130 countries, and because of the PSN stuff where you have to have a PSN account. But I think they're like fixing that, or it's been remedied. I don't know. It was kind of weird because it came out June 11th, and then it came out that it wasn't going to be available in all these countries. And then the Stellar Blade official Twitter account was responding and being like, no, that's not actually the case. But I think it actually is the case because of Sony. So there was a little bit of a miscommunication in all of that stuff.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. I'm not sure where it all landed or if they're going to try and fix all of that. But June 11th is when all of it will hopefully be coming out. I just know a lot of people are not able to even purchase it, depending on where they live. So, yeah, if you're looking for the Stellar Blade, the PC version of Stellar Blade, go on Steam and see if you can purchase it. If you are wanting to, because you might not be able to, depending on where you live.
My chat asked me if I was going to play that. Like, hey, Stellar Blade's coming out on PC. I'm like, I'm good. I gooned as much as one can goon in that game. I did it to the nth degree. I gooned as hard as I could, and I'm good. I don't need to goon anymore.
Yeah.
Good on you, man. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud. Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. It's very rare that I put in 100% effort, but that I did.
There you go.
Absolutely did.
Worth
I
it.
stayed way too long on ladders and climbing areas, stuff like that. Like, yeah, I did it for the people.
Now,
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
could you say that you gooned with 100% power when you didn't have the power of mods on your side?
Now, that's That's not as intended. I goon as intended.
You're an ethical gooner.
I'm an ethical gooner. Yes.
Oh
Dan-
God,
I
hope this
Dan
doesn't
can back
catch
me
on.
up. He is the same.
Yeah.
We're both.
I took a few classes in goonology. I'm aware of the gooning.
Exactly. We were in the 101 ethical gooning together. We sat across. We didn't want people to, know that we knew each other, so we sat across the class from each other.
Can be a gooner, but you have to be an ethical gooner, and that takes effort, time, and consideration of other people.
Yeah.
So wait, are you?
I turn my nose up at every Overwatch thing that I see on certain websites.
Oh, so you're all about the Marvel rivals? I get you. So are you a white or black hat gooner?
I'm a white hat gooner.
Oh. What about you? Dan?
I'm more like Gandalf the Gray. A gray hat.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Someone in my chat said,
that's the next level goonology. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Someone in my chat said, Oli Dilettante says, a goonosaur, if you will. And then yes. I am a goonosaur.
Wait, are you a
goonosaur?
Are you a goonosaur or a goonosaur like you're a massive giant dinosaur gooner? Like what? That
No.
Like
a connoisseur.
No.
Yeah,
but it
goon
could.
in it.
You hear one thing and I hear another thing. So I think you're a
Yeah,
goonosaur.
you're hearing goonosaur.
You're hearing what you want to hear, JP. Okay.
Zeke loves them
Not much
freaky
reality.
dinosaurs. Whew, A Land Before Time has some crazy fan fiction, guys. And
You know
Zeke
what?
knows all about
You
it.
know what? You have a justifiable stance because I played a game called Police Story, where
Okay.
you
Yes.
were a
Oh, yeah.
cop and you were reduced to the size of an ant, and all of the women in the cop shop were the size of they were like the size of like 3 blue whales comparatively.
Yeah.
So I have been a goonosaur before. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. Alongside all of the PSN requirements for that, De Novo has also been added to
Oh, good.
the Stellar
Yay.
Blade for PC launch.
Just throw some gas on that fire. Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
They came out and said that it doesn't have any impact on the game. They cited FPS and all that stuff, but
They always say that.
we'll see what
always
happens when it comes out. The actual game will have unlocked frame rate, ultra wide display to support. It'll have a new boss, 25 new costumes, higher resolution environmental textures, and all of the additional content will be available on PS5 as a free update on the same date, which is June 11th. So I might go out and check that game out on June 11th just to see what it looks like. So check out the graphics on.
Just read the articles.
Yeah, check out the
Like my dad
articles.
said.
I love the stories.
The story is so good.
Fantastic
You're
stories.
playing for the stories. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Playing for the stories.
Absolutely.
The articles. You're playing for the articles.
Absolutely. Yeah. Trying to see if there's any other news. Hey, here's one.
Oh, did you hear about the Star Citizen stuff?
I heard about it and then I fell asleep / my eyes glossed over because it was Star Citizen. Do you know like the
I
full?
want to talk about gooners. Okay, so
Oh,
basically,
God? Wait.
no. So basically, so everyone knows Star Citizen. There's nothing we can really say that probably every one of you have heard already. However, just to add even more to this amazing marketing scheme and dev nightmare,
Okay.
they recently came out with these things called what are they, Blade Wings or something? And what they are is they're basically add-ons to all existing ship types that just increase the stats of the ship. And guess how you get them?
Paid
Buy
only,
them.
probably.
Real money. And for the record, when these came out, they were only able to be paid for, which caused a huge uproar because the Star Citizen guys had made it very clear at all times that you would be able to earn everything in game that you could. But when it came out, they were absolutely pay only. So that created this huge, like, what are you doing? People were swearing off the game, saying, okay, that's it, I'm done. And then they had to come out and very much clarify, like, no, this was just a mistake. Like, you absolutely will be able to get these in the game. We're just also going to sell them. Everyone was like, oh, I guess that's better.
Okay. Jeez.
So that's kind of where we are with that. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I think they're still for sale, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Did that game cross 1 billion yet? Is it?
I think we're at God, hundreds of millions. 800 million, I want to say.
Okay. So soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be soon. No, I mean, again, it's Star Citizen is a perfect example of one of the possibly best marketing and monetization teams ever known to man, coupled with one of the worst managed dev teams that has ever existed. And they're just like they're like those binary star systems. They're just like orbiting each other, going through time. Just like one of them just makes a huge amount of money, the other one just wastes time and the money. They just kind of just like black hole themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as somebody, the kind of big post going around is this guy wrote like that he'd been there from day one, like every day he'd been with this, but this was like the last straw, and he was like, I can't. The state of the game at this point, as many resources as it has, with the bugs that have been there for as long as they have, inexcusable. Like they're even the diehards are starting to get fed up. It's going to be interesting to see how they deal with that.
Jeez.
Because the only way they can deal with that is showing tangible progress, and that's the biggest problem they have. So we'll see.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You jogged my memory about the latest and greatest in the world of tanks community that they're pretty upset about. So this was 4 or 5 days ago. And essentially, World of Tanks put loot boxes in their loot boxes. And loot boxes in those loot boxes.
Wait, so you can loot box while you loot box?
So, yeah. Essentially, there's 3 pools. There's a common, a premium, and an epic pool, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the epic pool contains one of the best tanks in the game. In order to be able to roll Gamba, whatever, for that tank, you have to buy the common loot boxes. And in the common loot boxes, you get a chance at getting an epic loot box.
So you have to basically hit the jackpot.
Oh God.
Yeah.
You
Someone
can't
watched
just
Inception
wait.
and
You
just
can't
like,
just buy the last tier.
No, you have to get it from the common loot box.
Wow.
The way I understood it is you have to get it from the common loot box.
So they're like Matryoshka?
Yes, yeah,
Like
the
the
Russian
nesting
dolls.
dolls?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Except every time you take one off, there's a chance the whole thing just catches on fire.
Yeah. So it
Whee!
and they also do the thing where it's like, if you buy X amount of one box, then you're guaranteed the epic box when you get 25 of the common boxes. And so they have that type of deal where there's
Pity mechanics.
Yeah, the pity mechanics, yeah. Yeah, so
Oof, man.
I think in the World of Tanks world, I want to say they did the math and it was something like you needed 500 of the epic boxes in order to 100% guarantee it or some shit to get the like best I don't know. Just a fucking mess. The
That
entire
level of greed
community is like
disgusting. Like
yeah,
dude.
the entire community is like, what the fuck are you, like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah. So there's a ton of content creators that are stopping World of Tank coverage. That was the limit, is loot boxes within loot boxes within loot boxes, which I thought was kind of crazy. I had not seen that level of like you guys said, greed before.
Yeah, and Sony just kind of said this in chat as a joke to Kai Hara. I saw that, but he's not wrong. Like, it's real easy for, like, especially in situations like this, to just be like, oh lol, well, the whales, right? You know, oh, we'll just leave it to the whales. But every time a mechanic like this happens and the whales do lean in on it, that just means we're going to get something so much worse next time.
Yeah.
When the mechanic is this bad, like this egregious, it makes you like, this is one of those times, those magical times that I really wish we had access to the metrics.
Oh, just
how
to see the
much
numbers.
money is this really making them? How bad is it? Is this the kind of thing where when they turned those loot boxes on, they made more in a month than they did the last 4 years?
Yeah, that's
You know,
exactly what I said. Is like, you think about, I was thinking about the like $500 League skin. Like,
yeah,
there's a reason they turned that on and then defended it. And it's not because it wasn't making money, right? Like, there's a
it's
reason.
just the part that it's messed up is as this stuff progresses, it's just going to be harder and harder and harder for people without money to get the full experience.
Yeah.
So it's like, as people are like, you know, whales are one of the worst things that can happen to gaming.
Yeah.
Because they basically take a huge portion of the players that don't want to spend that much money and justify to the devs like, hey, it's worth this value just to me. You don't need those other people. So just keep focus on selling stuff to me. And then it's like, cool. So all those other people are now going to just either not be in the next mechanic or not be involved. And that just keeps happening. So yeah, it's really unfortunate, man. I like, anytime a game has whales, I kind of wish they would just split the community, have like the whales and then the other side, like the casual, the whale queue, like, and they would all be in their own little instances and their super high-end cosmetics, and then everyone else could have their queue, right? Yeah. But of course, that goes against the whole premise of what they're doing. The FOMO, the whale, so like they want people to look at those people and say, oh, I wish I had that much money to spend on this game.
The whales need the plankton to feed on. Like, they just like the little guys. They're just there so they can feel powerful in their like super powerful, fancy cosmetics amongst everyone else. Yep. So they need the free-to-play players there just to like get the whales to have people to impress. That's pretty much
Joan 42 in chat. The whole whale lobby, just people standing around. So, what's your credit score? What's your credit score? What's your credit score? Oh, hey, welcome to the whale lobby. What's your credit score?
Yeah. Lowlife in my chat was saying, or sorry, Dinkle in my chat was saying that Quickie Baby, who's a big World of Tanks content creator, said it was around $1,700 to get the tank. If you were all in on that. And Lowlife was saying, to top it off, if you end up getting a tank, but you already have it, you do not get the gold equivalent worth. So I don't know if that means you just get another tank and
there's no reclaim system.
Yeah, I don't think there's a reclaim system.
Oh God, it just gets worse and worse.
Gets worse, man. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. Speaking of mobile games, Call of Duty Warzone Mobile is being shut down after it failed to meet expectations, with a full delisting coming in the next few days. I believe the next few days, this article, tonight is the end when you will no longer be able to download the game from Google Play or Apple's App Store.
It didn't make them enough money?
Yeah, that's what they said.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Which I thought it was making them a massive amount of money.
I did too. In fact, didn't we talk about articles on this show about that?
Yeah, unless that was like a different Call of Duty.
I know PUBG Mobile is massive. That's completely different. In fact, if anything, the Call of Duty guys are trying to capitalize on that, right?
So Warzone Mobile is different from Call of Duty Mobile. I think Warzone Mobile is their like Battle Royale, and Call of Duty Mobile is like Call of Duty Arena. You know,
this is a partner app.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
That makes a lot more sense. Yeah. You can tell we all play COD mobile.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're huge. We love it. We love it.
We're the target audience, I think. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so that makes more sense.
Yep.
Thanks, chat.
Yep. They go on to state any unspent COD points can also be redeemed in-game towards available content in the store. I don't know. So does that, they're not going to like spend this off to where those points go towards another platform, right? Like if you spent money in this game, it's just gone is my understanding. Which,
how long was it out?
That is a good question. I don't know when this launched. It does not say in this article that I'm looking at on Xbox Era. I'm sure if I Google it, though, I can find it much easier. March 20th, 2024? Is that right?
Oh, so it's like their recent one.
Warzone Mobile,
is this their most recent game? Oh,
yeah. Warzone Mobile released on March 20th, 2024. Yeah.
Damn.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Sorry about that. Yeah. Some people, I'm on a road. Some people peel out. It sucks.
Well, no, maybe that's not right because it says download and sales. I'm looking at the wiki now. It says Warzone Mobile became the fastest pre-registered Activision Blizzard King mobile game on Google Play, reaching 15 million pre-registrations. It reached more than 50 million pre-registrations by February 28th, 2024. Within just 4 days of its global launch, Warzone Mobile had surpassed 1.4 million in consumer spending and garnered a lifetime revenue of 2.2 million. The U.S. gaming market alone contributed 47% of the 1.1 million revenue. I don't know. 1.1 million doesn't seem that much for a mobile game. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they're shutting it down. Yeah. And then this article just caught my attention while we were doing the show. The headline is that Bandai Namco is making their executives' salaries more dependent on how they perform. They've announced a revision of its compensation system that will make executives' pay more heavily performance-based.
That's exactly what we want. Executives more worried about the games making money than delivering quality games. Excellent. Yeah. Thank you so much, Bandai. That's great. That's really good to know.
It says more specifically, fixed salaries will make up only about 30% of executive pay, while the remaining 70% will be performance-based. Previously, the ratio was 40 to 60. In addition, 50% of executive officers' total earnings will be stock-based as opposed to cash-based, with the goal of encouraging them to act in the interest of the company's shareholders. This percentage used to be 40%.
Oh, that is the
so
worst
the next day they had a meeting
ever said. Oh,
how are we gonna wring every dollar out of anybody who plays our games? Just because I need my bonus.
Yeah,
companies that focus on shareholders over gamers always do so well. It's just
they do. It's well known fact.
The best games.
The best games.
Yeah. And then maybe the best way to end this whole conversation is the CEO of Take-Two was on CNBC, I think, on like their financial news network. And the people were interviewing him talking about GTA 6. And one of them was like, hey, have you seen the game? Like, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, I don't play games. Yeah, I don't play the games. I'm here to like lead the company and foster the developers to make the best product. But yeah, I don't play the games. I was just like, well, I mean,
explains a lot.
He's the CEO, so I guess
that's cool.
Yeah, but he's just.
I wish I could say I was more surprised.
Yeah,
like I wish I could be like, oh man, that's super surprising. Nope.
Yeah.
Can't really do that.
But I mean, like it's I kind of get it. Like the CEO of the company is not into like the day-to-day or the products that you produce a lot of times.
Really depends on your company.
Like that's the right, but like a CEO of I don't know how big Take-Two is. So maybe I'm telling tales out of school here, but like
they're huge, by the way.
Like the CEO's job is to be like do CEO stuff, not game stuff. Right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. You're absolutely right. The CEO's job is to do CEO stuff when a company is that large. I think the real argument is, should a company that large, where the company is large enough to where a CEO doesn't even need to have anything to do with the product, be making something that's considered art? Like that's a completely passionless, disconnected thing. He's not there in any way to foster the product. He is only there to make sure that it sells. He doesn't use it. He doesn't view it. He doesn't play it. Yet he is in full control of it. And I think a lot of people don't like that disassociation. A lot of people like to think the games they're playing are full of passion from the ground up and that people really care about them. This is the polar opposite of that feeling. This is soulless corporate. Like this is just sucks. It's like corporate art.
Yeah.
It's just like, ugh.
Yeah,
exactly. The polar opposite of this being Sven from Larian, where it's like that is essentially the exact same position, completely different points of view on the product, but doing the exact same thing.
Like, is it something that come like because Larian is nowhere near as big Take-Two, are they?
The point is, maybe companies shouldn't be so big that your leader can be divorced from your product. Like I think
Okay, that's a totally
that's the point.
different
Yeah,
argument, then.
like maybe
Okay,
we
cool.
shouldn't have giant companies where the entire top
Mhm.
strata doesn't use the product that it's making. Maybe that makes poor products. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what we've been seeing the last few years. And maybe that's why those companies are falling apart.
I'm with you on that. Like
Yeah.
we're in,
We're in agreement.
total
yeah.
agreement.
We're on the
like,
same.
best
Yeah,
games-
we're on the same page.
Yeah,
for
that
sure.
I play are usually indies, but
It creates like a work environment for the developers where like the people above them don't even know what it is they're making, and like they're making decisions that they have to follow, which and then at any moment they could just lay everyone off because they need to have a bump in the financial report next quarter and stuff. Like things like that. It's just a weird feeling to be working under someone that doesn't even know what it is you're making. It just seems
I
like,
feel like
so
that's how we get.
disconnected.
That's how we get games like Dragon Age of Veilguard, where it's like there's no real one person overseeing it. It just becomes a whole bunch of check boxes. Like make sure we deliver this generic experience to as many people as possible. It just becomes kind of like lost. It becomes kind of soulless because there's no one steering the ship that really cares about it. You just want to make sure it's successful and makes money, and that's it. So yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah. I was actually curious the size of Take-Two. Just a quick
It must be massive.
scan at it. Says as of April 2025, it had a market cap of approximately 38 billion. Company's also one of the largest publicly traded video game companies globally. They have 12,371 employees. So they're big.
Yeah.
Without
So
question.
Pinu says, I'm sorry, but you are completely unaware of how a company this size is working. No developers ever meeting the CEO, and the CEO is not there to tell you how to make a game either. That is exactly the point we're making. Maybe that is not the best environment to be making video games in. Like that, you're exactly right. Like that, the fact that the people making the game would never talk to the person or even see the person that potentially is making major decisions about what that game is and doesn't even care about what the game is. The only thing they care about is if it's successful. They're not going to play it. They don't care. Like that's a huge issue. That's a problem. And that's why we keep seeing these Concords, Star Wars Outlaws. Like we keep seeing these problems happen over and over again. It's all kind of related to the same thing. So it's not an ignorance thing here. I think we're saying that is the problem. The problem is the system.
Yeah. I think there's like two different. I feel like both sides are arguing kind of the same thing, just going at it from a different.
Mhm.
No, a lot of people in
Different
chat are
angle.
actually like, no, that's exactly how it should work. That's valid. I like, okay. I don't think that you should make games potentially that way, but that is how big companies work.
It
So
is
if you
how
think
big
games are a
companies
big
work,
company
yeah.
thing, then there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not going to change.
Yeah, I mean that happens in any industry, of any entertainment type, unfortunately. But yeah. Anyways, that's all the news I got. I don't have anything else to add. We can talk about what we've been playing. We talked a little bit about Doom. I've been playing Fortnite. Also been playing Dragon's Dogma online. Off stream. Yeah, I'm on
Dragon's
that's
Really?
random, dude.
I'm on a private server with Strippin in the gang, and they promoted the private server last night in their
Dragon's
Discords, and then it started
Dogma
lagging and I got really angry at them.
I didn't realize that you could do private servers on that.
Yeah. They shared it last night. It's like, guys, I can't use this potion because you fucking advertised. So, yeah, the game doesn't exist anymore. Capcom like shut it down. And so this is like a fan-made situation that I think they also did with like Frontier Generations, whatever the Monster Hunter MMO was, that no longer exists, I don't think.
Oh, Stripping was all about that one too, wasn't he?
Yeah. So they roped me into this, and we're playing on a private server. It's fine. It's fun. It got shut down after like a year. This was maybe a decade ago at this point. It's a very old game. And it was only in Japan as well. I was never able to check it out. Funny enough, I actually remember Manverse Game was the first person on Twitch that I ever saw stream it, because no one had access to it. And I think he either lived in Japan at the time or could speak or read Japanese. And so that's how he got through. I don't know how he joined. It might have been like a VPN. Yeah. but a wild situation for me to be like, yeah, I'm playing Dragon's Dogma online for some reason. It's fun. It's basically DD1 with multiplayer, which
Next time you talk to Strippin, can you thank him on behalf of Drop Frames? He's introducing you to so many fun new things.
He is.
You're like he's taking you
Yeah.
like on vacations, and then you come back like, so I was in VR chat fishing. So I was playing DDO, which is a dead MMO that has.
it's great. I kind of just jump on, I get in Strippin's backpack,
Love it.
and he shows me the world. Or maybe it's a magic carpet, right? Maybe that's the best
He
metaphor.
can show you the world.
Worlds.
Mhm.
Okay.
Worlds. Yeah.
Mm.
What about you guys? What has everyone else been playing?
I have been.
Let's go to Dan first.
Let's
Dan?
do that.
No, he's mid-drink.
Yeah.
You can't do that
Nope.
mid-drink. Now
During
he
the
just, like,
drink.
now he
He's-
choked on his
He's
drink.
preparing to expound.
Dan, what have you been playing?
Well, this week I finished Doom and Expedition 33. Both.
Yeah.
Doom was good, but Expedition 33 was a masterpiece. That
Mhm.
was glorious in every way,
Yep.
and I can't talk enough about that one. It's so good. But I've been playing a few indie simulator games that are pretty fun. I've been playing one called Cash Cleaner Simulator, where you
I had Sips
clean
talk to me
cash.
about this. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, Dan, because I played it on stream and then I played more of it off stream, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts about it.
Yeah, it's the most oddly satisfying game where the goal of
Right?
it is they send you cash like through this big tube in the sky. You have to clean it, you have to sort it by currency, by dollar bill type, wrap it up in nice little bills, separate out the marked ones from the unmarked ones, and like you have clean cash, counterfeit cash. Just like you go through and you're just bundling up money, and then you like fulfill orders for criminals and you send it out. Like you need $35,000, has to be in all tens, and there can't be any counterfeit bills or marked bills, and you have to put it in a backpack and ship it off. And it sounds boring when you think about it. Like it just sounds like on paper boring. But when you're playing it, I don't know about you, Zeke, but it's just like relaxing. You just like
It's
chill.
pretty
you
zen,
chill.
dude.
You just get like in this space where you hear the little the paper counter thing, and it's just great. Yeah, that sound is so relaxing. It's just a fun little game. Like it's kind of short. There's not too much to it outside of that. Like it has a few cool moments, but overall it's I think it's like $13. It's a satisfying little game. I find myself playing a lot, just going in and getting a pile of dirty cash, washing it and sorting it and drying it, and something about that's just very soothing. Just oddly satisfying to
So wait a
sort
second.
all this money.
Yeah.
You're physically washing the money?
There's a
You're
washing
actually
machine.
washing it in a
Yes.
washing machine. Some of it, sometimes.
Because it might be mud on it, because it was in like a river or something. because
White
the
mud.
criminals.
Or
Yeah.
a pack was opened from a bank bag and the ink splattered it.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I hate when that happens.
know,
When
I
they hand me
know.
my bag
It's
of
worst.
money and there's ink on it.
You're not. I mean, you're actually laundering it by putting it in the laundry. Like you're putting it in a
That's-
washer and
that's
then you
kind of-
dry it.
yeah. Yeah,
Literally
I'm-
laundering money.
I'm starting to wonder if is this a game about a guy that just doesn't understand the terminology? Like what is
Like
No,
it's
the premise-
literally dirty money.
Yeah.
Literally dirty.
The premise of the game is you're trapped. Like I'm not going to get into like the plot, but like you're trapped in a place. And in order to get out, you have to do these tasks, and eventually you have to.
okay.
Do you think it's spoiling to tell like the
You know
thing
what?
that
You know what?
on the
You know what?
on the ceiling?
It's such a minor
Okay to
thing,
spoil
like in the
this
long
game, I
run.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you could
You
spoil
just-
it. Yeah.
Like you just basically have
Well,
to
there's
pay
a
back
big
your
task you
client
have to
debt.
do. There's an overarching kind of plot that you have to do to become untrapped. Okay.
Oh.
And along the way, you do all of these jobs for all of these different people. You have you have a phone, and it gives you tasks. It's like, okay, this guy wants you to do this. This guy wants you to do this. And then there's yellow tasks, which are the main quest tasks. Yeah. And there's I'll go on. There's
no,
things,
please, no,
there's
it's
things
okay.
there's things you unlock along the way. There's like different. You unlock different machines and different all this kind of stuff. But my only complaint with it, Dan, I don't know if you had the same complaint, was like when you reach that goal, it's just kind of like, hey, you did it. Do you want to keep playing or are you good? And I was just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm good since there's
kind of an abrupt
since I
ending.
did the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just sort of like, okay, we don't really have an ending. You can keep playing if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an endless mode. Like it gives you infinite like missions of these like random like goals, and then you just keep playing and keep doing it because that part of it is oddly satisfying. Just like cleaning money.
Yeah.
The story didn't really mean much to me in the end. It was just like this part is just fun, just going through and just something about taking a mess and making it clean. It's just like soothing, and like you get more automated over time where you can get a bigger sorter machine and sort things quicker. I feel like there could be a few more machines and a few more things that can make it a little easier, but overall, it's just oddly satisfying.
The moment I got the double XL money sorter, that orange guy you got, the moment I got that, it was just like,
game changer.
Sort this shit. Oh, you have no idea what's coming.
I will sort all day.
I'm going to sort yen. I'm going to sort euros. I'm going to sort out counterfeit bills. I'm going to sort USD. I'm going to sort all day.
Send me freaking
I didn't picture myself like
sort it all. Anything you get to me, I will sort it and clean it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get that sorting.
I saw a knife. Does the game have boxes to where you can get better knives?
The knives you can no, unfortunately, no knives.
Okay. I was almost interested. I was almost
no knife loots.
No knife boxes. Okay. It's unfortunate.
The knife you just like can cut open bags or cut open a band if you need to open it and that sort of thing.
Got it.
There's no fighting, no combat, nothing like that. It's just literally cleaning money for hours, and somehow it's very satisfying. It's one of those games where you start playing and the hours just melt by.
Yeah,
they do.
That's
they really do. The one of the other like very minor complaints is you buy the stereo and it's super fucking quiet.
Yeah,
like it doesn't bump. Like you could buy these little pods that they're like shaped like rabbits or rabbits in the shape of eggs or whatever, but they have speakers and they have different like music genres that you can pick from. And I put it up and I was like, finally, because it's kind of lonely. It's kind of quiet.
Yeah.
The whirring of the machines, the crackling of the incinerator, like you get that, but like there's no music. So like I got this thing and it was just like, and I'm like, is that the loudest it fucking goes, dude? I'm like, I want to bump while I'm cleaning this money.
Music's expensive. Okay, music is expensive, and there's a lot of legal, and you can't just find a guy on SoundCloud to make your entire fucking music. Like that's impossible.
That doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
No, you can. I mean, you could just do the Bungie and just steal it and just use it and not give anybody any money.
Little soon, man. Little soon.
I didn't think about the stealing aspect. Yeah, you could just do that. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I had Sips pitch me. Sorry, this game because I couldn't find something to play, and I was like, I bet you Dan's played this game. I look over at my Twitch list, and you're literally streaming.
Yep. I love the sim games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bungie, I think, is releasing a game called Artwork Cleaner. So we take
no.
You have to scrub off the signatures.
You scrub
off
the watermarks and the copyrights.
Color.
Oh my god, dude!
Fantastic.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
See, this is what it's going to be.
It's stuck with them. Oh, they're fucked. They're fucked. I mean, when it's the fourth fucking time, what do you expect?
Yeah.
That's why they put in that message. They're like, "We're sorry, we got caught again."
Sorry.
Yeah.
Like it's the fourth time, you fucks. Like, what are you talking about?
No, and the thing is, I've tried a lot of these fucking sim games, and not all of them hit with me. But when they hit great. Like,
yeah,
this one was one of those ones I was just like, this is zen. I can do this. I don't know what it is. Like some of like the Viscera crime scene cleanup, like some people take, or Power Wash Simulator and shit like that. Like I bounced off of those, but this one I was just like, maybe it's because it's more modular. Like I'm in an enclosed environment. I have nowhere else I can be going. So I'm locked into this place and I just have the job in front of me so I can hyper focus on it. I think maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like in other games like Schedule 1 or whatever, like you have to go all over town. I'm like, that's too much traveling. Just lock me in with the marijuana and I'll grow it.
That's one thing that's great about.
I was
sim
saying the
games is
same thing to Lena yesterday. I tell you, man.
Yep. It happens.
when sim games get their
happens.
hooks into you, like you can just keep sitting there and play, and the hours just melt by, and it's so easy to do a long
Yeah.
stream. It's great when you get those games that really like get their hooks into you.
Yeah.
The second
Absolutely.
game I was playing this week that's also really good. It's a demo for a game. It's a demo for an early access game that's going to be coming out. The demo for the early access comes out on the 22nd.
Okay.
It's called Quarantine Zone.
Oh.
And in this game, you run a checkpoint, sort of like Contraband Police or Papers, Please, and you have to make sure that people aren't infected with the zombie virus. And you
I've
have to
heard about
scan them
this.
for bites and like check their temperature and their breathing to see if there's any signs that they're infected.
Yeah.
And it was really fun and funny, and chat seemed to love watching it. It's one of those games where it's just like you can make lots of comedy moments in it. It's great.
Yeah. It's
I actually saw you
Please, but
playing this,
zombies.
but it reminded me of another checkpoint game where it was in a fake country and you had to check like if they were hauling in contraband, like you had to slash their tires to see if they had money or
Contraband
drugs.
Police, yeah.
But it's
Oh,
the
yeah,
one you got in the
Contraband.
car.
Police. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
If
It's
it's like that, that's fucking great because I love that one too for some reason.
I don't think it's
So
as
if you think-
goofy, but Dan, tell us.
Yeah, so like you come in, you check them. If you think they're if you know they're infected, you send them to the liquidation chamber where they get shot, killed, and then they can attack you if they're infected. So you have a gun just in case, to defend yourself with. But if you're not sure if they're infected, you send them to quarantine, and then you watch them for a day or two to make sure that the symptoms aren't progressing. And then also in the back of the camp, you have where you put all the survivors that you're sure are not infected. And you hope that a zombie outbreak doesn't happen back there. Well, that you didn't get one of them wrong or something. Because if there's one zombie in a place, they will kill everyone and turn everyone into zombies. So it's one of those like balancing things where you just have to you got to be sure. Because if you send the wrong person to the wrong place, then everyone dies.
Yeah.
Do you ever just send a zombie to the survivors for funsies?
It's a very content creator game where if you like to make funny moments with
I think
the
that's a
NPCs.
yes then, Co. I
Yes,
think.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I saw Queso playing a lot of this originally.
Yes.
So it's I think
It's great for clips. If
It's
you
blowing up
want
because of
clips
that.
for TikTok and stuff, yeah, this is one of those games.
Yeah.
Did you get like early streamer access to this?
Yeah, it's basically just about an hour-long demo
Okay.
of the game, and that demo isn't publicly available yet, but it will be publicly this coming week, so everyone can play.
Okay. Cool.
cool.
That looks.
What what's the full title? It's Quarantine Zone : what?
Quarantine Zone. Let me see.
The last check.
Yeah.
Oh, the last check. Okay, gotcha. Cool. That is coming out. What about full release? Demos on Tuesday. Do you know full release?
September is when they expect full release. So
Oh, okay. So not sometime. Or not for sometime. Cool. That is that. Anything else, Dan?
I think that was everything I played this week on stream.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I also finished Expedition 33. It's one of those games where we can't talk about it, but yeah. Game's
Don't wanna
real
ruin it
good,
for
man.
anyone, but
That
yeah.
game's real fucking good.
It's going to be really hard for anyone that's competing against it in an award category, because it across the board is just so good.
Yeah.
Soundtrack, gameplay, performance, voice acting, just so good.
Yeah.
Dan, I need to like, not on the show, but like at some point, I just need to sit down and have like a 15-minute conversation with you about Expedition 33. And I need you just to tell me how to enjoy it because I really want to.
Did you play more after last week, Zeke?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No.
How long did you play, Zeke, roughly, would you say? How many, hours-wise?
Probably like 10-ish.
Oh, 10. So you got pretty deep into it.
He didn't get out
Maybe
of
not
Act
10.
1.
I'm still in Act 1. Yeah.
So
I think I might need to start over again and like learn the systems or whatever.
Just put on.
Is
easy,
there
man.
any particular part that you're not enjoying? Is it like the story's kind of boring, or the characters?
No, the
or,
story
like,
is the best part. Like, the story is great and stuff, but I want to have the full experience of the game. Like, people were telling me, like, just put it on the journalist mode, like easy beasy, whatever mode.
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to learn the systems, but it's like,
Yeah.
every time I get a new character or get a new card, I'm just like, there's 3 different descriptions on it. I'm just like, there's so many choices that I just sit there and go, I don't know what to do. I don't
So
know.
it's like information and choice overload, because it does
Exactly.
Decision
jump a lot.
paralysis.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, like, if that bothers you, like, there's so many passives and there's so many things. Like, I recommend maybe just looking up like builds for characters and just copying
Really?
those.
Okay. Because
and
I was
just take-
honestly on
And
that
then
route.
like once you are used to like the combat, then maybe like, read a passive once in a while to like slowly give yourself all the information instead of doing it one at a time, because it is a lot if you're not into like reading every single passive. And like there's a lot of information, a lot of choices, a lot of ways to
Yeah.
build your characters and build your party. So
Yeah.
And
I would
a lot of
recommend
ways
just
to
looking
break
at
them
builds,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to make your characters not be nearly as powerful as they could be. And if you do that with enough characters, then some boss fights are really, really, really tough.
Mm-hmm.
No. Obsidian Black, the dodge and parry is the best part of the game. I love that part. Absolutely love that part.
Yeah.
That's the high action, and I get it. Like, when I get hit, it's my fault. Like, I like games like that. It doesn't feel like bullshit ever. But like giving your characters the buffs, or not even that, but like in turn order, like you set up this, then you do this, and this, you do that, and then it's like there's like 10 steps to get like the maximum output or whatever.
Yeah. I'll also say this, Zeke, and I feel like this side is not represented enough in the game conversation these days. If you don't like it, you don't like it. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Like, you could just
It happens, yeah.
you don't play it.
But I want to.
I seriously thought JP. I thought
JP.
JP so much was going to go into. Sometimes you just got to get good, Zeke. I
No,
really
no,
thought.
no. I was giving him the honest answer. Like, if you just don't like it, there's nothing wrong, man.
No,
Opinions are
100%,
opinions.
man.
It's fine.
It's a pretty deep mechanical. Like it's a math game.
Yep.
Let's be real. Like, and there's hundreds of passives, and you have to keep them all in mind. It's like a memory and math game. So, like, if that's not your jam, it's not your jam.
Yep.
So,
Well, the
whatever.
shitty thing is, like, I powered through all the fights without really diving into any of the mechanics.
Right.
It just feels like
I
I feel like I'm missing out, like, on the cool mechanics, like the machine of the whole thing. It's like
I will say this.
attack, and then dodge, parry, get, and then repeat, but without any synergy. It's just like there's so much more fun I could be having, and I'm not having it.
Mm-hmm.
If you do stick with learning the characters, I think I know which character you got last, and I think that might be like the last major character you get. So I know it seems like you may be like a big part of you feeling like you don't want to keep playing is that you feel like there's gonna be a lot more. You may have everything you're gonna have right now. You also start getting like leveled up passives instead of new ones. So you get to a point where your toolkit is pretty much fleshed out. There are, of course, a smattering of like super rare or pick those up bosses and stuff. But your kind of core you can set up by about the time you get the last character, which I think you just did. So if you do want to take, 30 minutes and just, there are great guides in the game that I referenced frequently. So you can go into the little help menu and bring up the character's page that explains exactly how their stuff works. And it really helps. So especially with like, there's one particular character that has a relatively complex back and forth mechanic. You charge up these and that puts you in this mode and then you can go and review all that. And it really is helpful. And once you know how to do it, you only kind of have to pick like what you want your rotation to be, and then you just do that over and over. Yep, that's it.
Yep.
No, it's just
Or just not
it's
use the
honestly,
character.
it's just,
You can also just do that. Just don't use the character.
yeah,
That's kind of how I was. Yeah.
just reading. It's just I don't
It
want.
also-
I mean, there's only so much reading that I want to do in a game when it comes to stats. Story stuff, I will pour over. Like if it's related to the plot, love it. But if it's like related to the actual gameplay, I found, for me personally, anything over like like it was like Neo, I had the same problem. It was like they go into the 100th decimal point for like percentages. And I'm like, fucking that, dude. I'm not reading all that. I don't care about statistics. I just want to like that's why the Souls games were so nice to me, because it was just like, smash, how do you feel? Did that feel good? Okay, maybe try it. Slash, how did that feel? Better? Okay, go with that.
Yeah.
It does help if you like there are mechanics that interact with each other. Like if you really want to like have your characters like work together, like seems like that's what you're trying to do. Is you don't want to just do attacks. You want to like set up combos with your characters, that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So like a good easy place to start is look at burn, and then look at all the abilities that interact with burn as a mechanic, and then have one character set up the burn and one character use the burn to do something else. That little things like that is like how you start setting up combos. Also, the way I played it, I had like 3 people in the front, and I only use those 3 people, and I rarely ever use the people in the back party. Like I just like focused on the 3 characters in the front, and rarely got to the people in the back ever. Because I felt like if you just have a good party of 3, you don't have to. Taking 2 characters away kind of like lightens your load, so you don't have to worry about too many like.
Okay.
2 extra characters.
If say perhaps that I got a character that I'm like, your mechanics are too complicated and I don't want to read about them, I can just go
put them in the back. Just throw them in the back. Put someone
cool.
else up you like better. Yeah.
Cool.
There were times in the game when I had characters in my back row that I'd either not equipped or not dealt with enough that if my front row died, I just ended the fight. I wouldn't even bother.
Yeah.
Okay. Cashed. Like next.
Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very true. Yeah, I would.
Thank you, Dan.
I would say it's.
You're welcome.
I said the same thing last week, but story alone, it's worth it, Zeke. If you do play through it, you'll be rewarded at least with a really good story.
No, that was honestly, that's the only reason why I haven't completely dropped it or put it out of my mind, is because the opening sequence and the conversations at the campfire and shit like that, the music, like everything about it is so good that I'm just like, God damn, I should be loving this, and I'm just not yet.
Yep.
Don't force it, man. Though. Don't force it.
I'm going to.
There's been a
Zeke.
That's
You have to learn.
burnout.
You have to learn to love yourself first.
That's right.
True.
That's right. I've
Zeke, it's not your fault. Zeke, it's not your fault.
Sorry.
I just want a big hug from Dan now.
Okay. All right.
He gives good hugs.
There's been a pretty constant conversation in my Discord, Zeke, about the game on if it's because there's both like, people that absolutely adore it, and then there's people that are like, it's not that good. And so that conversation's starting to happen now. The honeymoon period, I guess, of the game is kind of over, and so you're getting a lot of people that are arguing against it, and it's been really fun to watch that over the past couple of days. So I will also say, real quick, I was very proud of my community because I played that entire game and I didn't have a single thing spoiled for me, which is like fucking crazy. That does not happen.
People have respect for the story.
Yeah, I think it is respect for sure. Very, nice. Very awesome to have that. What were we gonna say, Dan?
I was just saying, like, as much as I enthusiastically love the game, I can see why some people may not enjoy the game as it is, because it's definitely a style of game that not everyone's going to enjoy, because it is, at the end of the day, a turn-based RPG, and some people are just never going to jive with that. Even with the parry mechanic, it's still going to feel slow to them. They want to move around. They want to, that kind of thing. So I can understand why some people may never like enjoy the combat of the game as much as the rest of us. For me, I love it, but I can totally see that perspective of they don't enjoy that combat, even with the parry mechanic.
And it's exactly like we were talking about Doom earlier, where it's like they took an established genre that has had parry mechanics like that in the past, but the most popular ones do nothing with action most of the time, outside of mini games and stuff. So, and then they not only made action a part of the game, they made it mandatory on the higher difficulties. So, I mean, like it's a risk taker. Like, just kind of like the Doom was. Like, they took a risk doing it like that. And there's no question going to be, like, huge swaths of people that are like, this is way too timey for my JRPG. They're just not going to like it because of that. So, yeah it's natural. And frankly, I'm thrilled they did it because I'm in Dan's boat. I think it's freaking awesome. I love the synergy between the two different mechanics, and it works great. Yeah. Made something unique and amazing.
Yeah. I think I'm going to look up builds. for
Sure.
sure. And
No harm in
and
that.
like I was saying when they were on, the dev was on after they left, of course. After they left, of course, I'm a coward. But I'm gonna look up like rotations, like I did for Final Fantasy 14.
Oh yeah, okay.
Whatever you want to do to have
Like,
fun, man.
This
Yeah.
skill, then this skill, then this skill, and you'll do like you'll see the synergy there, and it'll click for you, which is what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, yeah. It was.
That's how I
have
learned
all-
best.
Yeah.
Is I like see a combo and then I learn how to make my own from learning how one combo works. Like
Right.
if someone shows me this is how you build a combo, then I'm like, okay, so now I can start thinking about how I'm going to build my own. Now that I have an example.
Yeah, it was.
Precisely.
It was a pretty rough week for me because I finished Andor, and then 2 days later I finished Expedition 33. So now I'm just like, well, every other fucking TV and video game suck. So I guess I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing. And
I'm on season 1 of Andor, so please don't spoil.
I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah,
I'm watching.
Yeah.
I'm watching it right now with my wife.
yeah. I'm not gonna say anything. But it's just like, what the fuck do I do now? The fuck do I do now? So that's where my head's been. We got 20 minutes left. I know, Zeke, you played a lot of the Precinct. That was like one of the bigger releases of the past week. I want to talk about
Yeah, I
it.
played a day of that. Yeah.
Yeah, how was the Precinct? I've seen a bunch of folk jump into it on Twitch. It seems like they're having a pretty good time with it.
Yeah, I played it for one stream, so I have about 7 hours in it. I honestly it was great for one stream for me. I really enjoyed it for the one stream, but then it started after the first 7 hours, it gets a little bit repetitive. And that's kind of what I was afraid of, that it was going to be like, it might open up after that and you might be able to do more stuff. But after about hour 5, hour 6, it was like, okay, start your day. Go either patrol in your car, patrol on foot, patrol in a helicopter, or do traffic like speeding stops and that kind of stuff. So you're issuing tickets and you're getting experience and stuff like that. But the fun of the game, like the carrot on the stick, was like the overarching like gang thing. Like there's 2 gangs that you're supposed to investigate, and you by arresting just random criminals, they'll have like gang evidence on them that you can use to take down like like the underboss, then the capo, then the captain of the gangs, and so on and so forth. So that was kind of like what was, the reeling you in a little bit. But just getting there after a while got a little repetitive, where it was just like, okay, there's another traffic stop. I got to do another day of like, going to like a bank robbery or stopping a graffiti artist or something like that. So I got a little bit like, probably like a regular job, like, I gotta plow through this shit one more time. Okay, sounds good. To get to the good stuff and that kind of thing.
Just shoot them. Let's get past the paperwork.
No, and that's the thing. Like, a lot of times that's how you resolve the situation. You walk up on him and you're like, hey, you're under arrest. And he's like, fuck you, pig. Pow, pow, pow. And you're like, oh, good. Easy.
Making my
like,
job
you kind of pray
easy.
for them to shoot at you. Because you're like, oh, you're shooting at me? Great. Pow, 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 down. You put a body bag on him, get your 50 XP, and move on.
There is so much commentary to be said right now that none of us are going to say, but we're just going to let it hang
That's
there. awkwardly.
that's
Yeah,
why I
nice
saw a
and
lot of
quiet over
people
here.
playing it. Is exactly what Coach just said. Is the unsaid narrative around this game, and for a lot of streamers, it was the said narrative. Like they would not shy away from it, which might have been
for
why
sure. No, my
folks were
chat
having
was-
fun with it. Yeah.
My chat was completely blown up with like, so when do you get to plant evidence on him? Or when do you like, do all the bad cop shit?
Yeah.
Which, they portray the cops as
Holy shit, that was great.
uh,
That cop car just came out of nowhere.
that's you call in backup. And sometimes there's a couple of gripes I have with this game. One of the gripes is sometimes the backup does that. And you call in the backup car and they go, pow, and they just fucking ram the other vehicle. But most of the time you call in backup, they appear behind you in the chase of this guy. And you're like, that is not helpful.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you can call in a spike strip, which works 1 out of every 10 times you fucking call it in. Because they turn a corner, they avoid the spike strips. It's just, there's a couple of things that really need to be reworked. to make this game like
Mhm.
much more enjoyable. It is enjoyable, but more enjoyable than it already is. And one of them, the biggest complaint I have about this fucking game is that because it takes place in 1982 or 83. That's the setting in a fake town, not a real city.
Yeah.
It's Chicago, though. They have Chicago accents, but it takes place in a fake city. So the vehicles you have to pick from are very 80s vehicles. However, the vehicles they give cops are just fucking flat out worse than any vehicle you have to chase. So I just got done playing Sleeping Dogs, where the races and the chases were some of the funnest fucking mechanics in the game. It was so fun. This one, boy, is it fucking frustrating, because your car, the patrol car they give you, is the best of the first 3 vehicles you can unlock.
Yeah.
There is one you can get at level 20 that I never got to that looks like it can keep up. But you're chasing these guys around in your fucking cruiser, and it's slow to start, slow to turn, and it fishtails like a motherfucker every time you turn a corner. It is just frustrating to do the chasing. It's terrible. And I was like, man, you can make this game so much better if you just made the cars that we drive, that the player drives, more viable in a chase. Because you chase them, you lose them half the time, and you have to rely on them like crashing out or flipping a U-turn and coming back your way so they get back on your map.
What's funny is I just thought I was absolutely terrible at the car chases, but everything you're saying is absolutely right. I didn't realize it just kept doing that the whole game.
No, and I would have thought the same thing, if I hadn't just played a game with great car mechanics in Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah.
Like, that game was awesome. The cars were responsive. They were quick. They turned corners like you like. If you fucked up and you spun out and stuff like that. This one is just like hard to avoid, and it's molassesy. It's just like, okay, I'm at top speed. Oh shit, I gotta turn a corner. And it's like, fuck, dude. Let me take that corner. It's a cop car, man. Juice it up or something. But I mean, because you drive around a lot. I wouldn't be such a big complaint if it wasn't like you spend 80% of your time in a vehicle.
Yeah.
But other than that, it works very well mechanically. There are some glitches and stuff that you can see. Like, if a car gets turned over on its side, you'll see someone get out of their car and stand on nothing sideways next to the door of the car. Shit like that. So there's some funny moments glitch wise or jank wise. But it's very well voice acted when you get the voice acting parts. But
dude, the voice acting was great.
It was really good, but it's pretty generic. Like,
I'd say that too.
It's like the plot of the game is very much like it's too real life. I wanted more stakes. I wanted more like entertaining stakes. They're just like, all right, you gotta go patrol this section. Be careful out there. It's like, oh, you're treating me like a real cop. No, I want you to yell at me and ask for my gun and badge. Shit
you want
like
a
that.
lethal weapon. You want a lethal weapon.
Exactly. I wanted to be more exciting and less realistic, I guess, with the dialogue. At least.
You want a Danny Glover.
Like, the action is completely unrealistic at times, but like the dialogue is very like.
I love in this game so much. Whenever you're driving around, you can't commit crimes. So, I mean, you can just run over people, run into other cars. Like, you can literally do whatever you want. No one cares. It's great.
No, if you're on a job, if you're currently, like, you accept the call, like, they'll call you in, like, dispatch will call you in and be like, all right, there's a robbery over here, do this. As soon as you accept, then they'll keep track.
You're on the clock, like, at that point.
Citizens you run over, or like shit you wreck that you're not supposed to.
No.
At the end of the day, they give you a little. Yeah. They give you a little minus at the end, a little red number minus that says like unbecoming officer, like actions. Like, you did some actions unbecoming of an officer. It's like, I ran over 4 like civilians that were doing nothing. I just completely ran them over. It's like -50 XP for killing an innocent. Like, okay. So not that much, not that bad.
I'm watching you chase right now. This is so absurd.
It is. It's
you're treated like GTA, where you're just all over the place.
It is, and look at that. That's who I'm chasing right there, and they just get away. Like, I'm trying so hard to make this work. But it's not just the controls, because if they gave the criminals like the same amount of control over their car and the same top speed and acceleration that your car had, it'd be fine. We're both janking out. We're both fishtailing.
Yeah.
We're both all over the road. But they give the bad guys like better cars and better control every time, and it's so frustrating. So you have to wait like that until they wreck, and then you can tackle the shit out of them and do cop stuff.
It looks like dumb fun. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I played it for 7 hours, and I'm like, it was fun for a day. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
Oh,
for
yes.
sure.
And Lasmo fan, you have a partner that he's your training officer, right? He's in the passenger seat at all times, telling you like this and that, his stories from his life, whatever. He's fucking awful. Like, you like expect him to do stuff. Like, if there's
like the
two
AI
suspects,
is awful.
Yes. Okay. You go to a robbery. There's two suspects, right? One of them throws their television down that they were looting and puts his hands up, and you can see like a green like symbol over their head, like, I'm giving up. And I'm like, okay, well then I'm gonna go chase down this guy. And your partner's like, well, I'm coming too. I'm like, stay there and arrest that guy. Stay there with that guy. And he's like, nope, I'm not doing that. And you run with your partner, and you're just like, Jesus, why are you even here? Because you do nothing. And then what you have to do, I found out eventually, if you play this game, follow this tip, you chase the guy who is running away from you, like put cuffs on him, escort him back with your partner. And on the way back, I shit you not, on the way back, you're escorting one of the suspects. Your partner will go, oh shit, okay. And he runs to the other guy and then arrests him.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Kelly. God damn Kelly. That's his name. Officer Kelly is your partner.
Officer Kelly, the old partner. What are they asking for the Precinct? Is this a $30 game? $20?
Let's see. It is $25.49 on sale right now, $30 normal.
Okay, that seems price is right. Feels like it.
Yeah, depending on how many hours. I only played 7, so I don't know how many hours are actually in it, but
yeah, I saw some chatter about the story going to like a serial killer or something like that. So seems like there is that.
Yeah, there's a
that,
whole
that,
and your father's death was not discovered, and there's like the whole thing.
Okay, so there's a
whole
thing.
storyline.
It's not just like running around the city. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, someone in chat says Spoontits, I 100% it, and it took me 16 to 17 hours. So
100%. Wow. Okay.
yeah. Cool. That's the Precinct. How much time we got? 10 minutes? What? There was something
Can I just say,
Sleeping
I
Dogs.
just want to say sleeping dogs.
Yeah.
I can't believe I slept on it. What a fucking awesome game Sleeping Dogs is.
It's really
and
good.
it's criminal it didn't get a sequel. I know it was scheduled to be a true crime sequel that they changed into their own IP, own game, whatever.
Yeah.
But god damn, that was so good. There's so, not only was the story really good, but just driving around, it's one of those games where like Spider-Man was, you don't mind not fast traveling because the tunes and the music, the driving, all were just top notch, very well done. And you like easily move in and out of traffic. You'll crash if you fuck up, of course, but like it was just very satisfying. And like most games like this, like I'll do a couple of the races. I ended up doing every single one of the races because they were really fun. Yeah, there wasn't a ton of there, 15 core races that you could do, but they were all really fun. I had a blast doing them. And the cars they give you are like mostly like, even the cars you hijack, unless it's like a chicken truck or something, they're very responsive. They have good acceleration. The combat, the hand-to-hand combat, also very satisfying and very fun. When you if you play like I did, which was just grab the guy, look around, and see anything that's outlined in red, and you're like, environmental kill, let's go.
That sounds
And then
very
you end up like
Yakuza.
taking a guy's face,
Yeah, I was gonna say
and
it's
like
kind of like
putting it
Yakuza.
into a fan. Or like you like in one section you like grab a guy, you pick him up and you slam him down on like swordfish heads that are like,
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
oh yeah, it gets
Okay.
brutal. Yeah. And you can, there's a part where you can Dead by Daylight them and like grab them and put them on a fucking meat hook.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Great.
I love this
Yeah.
game when I played it. It was so good.
I remember the real
my God.
the really brutal grandmother quest. That one like
Mama-san!
yeah, Mama-san stuck with me.
Yeah.
All these years. And funny enough, I tuned into you playing, and it was that exact quest finish, and I was like, "This game's pretty good. This game's pretty good." It's brutal.
Yep.
I was sad to learn after last week's episode. I'm sure you got this the entire time you were playing it. This was supposed to be a movie, and Donnie Yen was supposed to be in it, but it actually got canceled in like January of this year.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aw.
So it really sucks. I
say
was
why?
hoping. I'm looking at the story here. Spent a little time, did a lot of work with these producers, and I invested some of my own money into taming the drafts and some of the rights. Waited for years. I don't really want to do it. I guess it just didn't get picked up. Like the powers that be didn't want to see it.
It happens. Yeah.
Who owns who published this game? Zeke, do you know off the top of your head?
Square Enix, I think.
It was
Yeah,
a
it's a
Square
Squeenix.
Enix game. Okay. They haven't really gotten into the. Well, no, that's a stupid statement. They've done a ton of movie stuff. I wonder why they didn't want to do that. I wonder if it's like.
Well,
sales
it's
are
a
poor.
Square Enix thing where it's like this game was a multi-million seller. Disappointment. We're done. We're not doing
Yeah.
anything. That's
That could be true.
Squeenix's MO.
That's probably true. Yeah, that's very true. Very
It's
much
criminal
so.
they didn't give this a sequel because it was so good. I love this game
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, it's a good story.
one day I will play that game.
You should. It's dumb fun. It's all the GTA that you would want.
To be fair, to be honest, like I think I like this more than most GTA games I played. Maybe say 5, but like it's
This came out
It's so
after
good.
4,
It's
but
really good.
was this after 5 or before 5? Do you remember? I don't know timeline
Yeah,
wise.
October 2012 is when this came out. I think.
Yeah, right before 5.
Oh, okay, so it was
like
right
a-
before. Because
Yeah.
that was 5 was 2013.
13.
I think. Yeah. God, that was longer than 10 years. Wild to think about.
I was a little scared playing this. I was like, is it going to be all subtitles because it's in Hong Kong? I was like, oh right, Hong Kong, was a British owned thing for till the 90s. I want to say so. Like they do a Chinese and English back and forth a little bit, but mostly English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was good.
Yeah, if you're curious, someone in chat just posted Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is $2.99 right now on Steam.
$2.99.
It's $2.99.
Wow, 85% off right now. Yeah, holy shit!
What
it's
is
$3.
what is with
Get
them
it.
jacking the prices up of games? Like I can't.
I know.
Games are just
Horrible.
too expensive these days. They really are. They really are. The other big sell, and then we could do some shout outs that I saw is, when does this end? Until the 25th, Cyberpunk is $24 right now. It's 60% off.
That comes with the DLC.
No, the DLC is $42.
Oh, I was gonna say okay.
Oh, that makes more sense.
It's still 50%
That's how they
off,
get-
though. Still
I was gonna say,
50%
dude.
off with
Yeah,
DLC.
and the base game's still great, but I mean, the gotcha here is that you're gonna want to start a new game with the DLC.
With the DLC.
So
Yeah.
so you're gonna want.
Yeah.
That's a $60 game still.
Yeah.
Yep. I saw it was let's
Nice
see.
try, CDPR.
It is at the top of the sales list on Steam. So they're doing a business right now. Schedule
They're
1's still
doing
the
a
top.
business.
Schedule 1's still, or wait, hold on. If I click include items in my library,
Still worth it though? Oh god, yes, dude. See
Doom's
the
number one.
game Cyberpunk 2077 and the expansion for $60 is worth every penny. No question. You will get your
Mhm.
money's worth.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I hadn't looked. Doom's number 1, Clair
these days.
Obscur is in 3rd, Fantasy Life is in 4th, and then Helldivers 2 is in 5th. Schedule 1, Cyberpunk after that. and
Helldivers
Oblivion.
2 has a big new thing coming out soon. Are you guys gonna check that out?
I think it's already. Are you talking about the newest patch? with like the weapon modifications and stuff.
Oh yeah, is that out already?
Yeah, it
think it
was
came
out
out,
last week, this past week.
Oh, cool.
It's
Have
worth
any
it.
of you
It's
guys
cool.
played it?
I played it right before, funny enough, the week prior to that coming out. And shocker, hey, that game's still good. Helldivers
Yeah.
is still fun.
It's stupid fun.
It's stupid fun. I think the patch is good. Someone in chat is saying there's another big patch on the 20th as well. So I'm not sure what that is.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe
just-
making a little revisit here soon myself.
You should.
I may just.
Just to go back to Sleeping Dogs for just a quick second. Someone linked an IGN article from February of 2025, so this year.
Okay.
Said the Sleeping Dogs movie is in development. And we're hearing Shang-Chi star Simu Liu is set to play Wei Shen.
So it was
IGN.
back.
February?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my
of this
report
year.
was in January, so that was the month prior. Maybe they found cool.
I mean, one
Good
can hope.
Sony
It can be.
is
Who knows? Hollywood's
Sony
crazy.
still doing bullshit for PC Helldivers? No, I think they turned that off. Didn't they turn off the PC? I think they announced they were going to. Did they actually do it? Or am I wrong on that?
I don't
I thought they
know.
announced the PC Sony PSN stuff was going to be
I
disconnected.
didn't have to do anything when I did it, but I might have already had my account linked prior, so maybe that's why it didn't ping me on that. But yeah, Chad, there are people in
Well,
chat
it's
saying
they've turned off the PSN requirement, but it's still region locked.
okay.
Okay,
So what
so
the fuck's
it
the
doesn't
point?
matter.
Yeah,
It
what's the
doesn't
point?
matter.
That's
Yeah.
awful.
It's so dumb, dude.
It's real dumb. It's real dumb. Super Earth needs us, Sony. You're not
I
letting
know,
people
right?
help.
Not like this.
I know.
Not like this, indeed.
Not like this.
Let's do some shout outs.
I had my liberty today.
Oh, there you go. Boom. Dan, what do you got going on? Where can people check you out?
Oh, hi, Dan's Gaming. Thanks for having me on the show, guys. Lovely chatting with you fellas as always. This week I'll be playing a couple of new ones coming out called We Deliver, which is like a game where you control a little truck and you have to keep things from falling out the back. I tried out the demo. It was really fun. I think there's something else coming out this week. I forget what it is, but I'll be playing that too. But thanks for having me on the show, guys. And I stream every day from like 10 a.m. Eastern until about 5 p.m. Eastern.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on. Zeke, tell us all about your upcoming roadcraft adventures.
I am not playing Roadcraft, sadly. I'm sorry. It's just I
You turned
really
down a
wanted to, but
sponsored stream for it,
the
chat.
I wasn't gonna say it, but yes, I did. I got they were like, "Hey, do you want to do a sponsor for this?" I'm like, "Oh my god, why are you doing this to me? I can't. I don't have many morals, but I do have a few, and that's one of them. Like, I'm not gonna play a game that I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like. So, I
Good
did.
for you,
but,
man.
But I will be doing some fun stuff. Well, first of all, thank you, Dan, for being on the show. Love you. One of my favorite people. Thank you, Co and JP. You guys are pretty cool.
I'll take it.
I will be doing starting on Tuesday because I take Mondays off. But starting on Tuesday, it's Indie Week. I'm going to be doing an entire week of indies because it's my birthday on Tuesday. And I was like, what do I want to do? What would I prefer to do if it, and that's what it was. Happy birthday to me. I want to do fucking indie games. So we're going to be doing an entire week of indie days. So give me your suggestions. If you ever want to drop by my Discord, just drop them into the indie game suggestions tab and give me a link. And I'll go through every single suggestion that I get, and we'll put together 5 full days of nothing but fucking indies. So thank you for watching. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Fantastic. Co, what do you got coming up?
As always, a big thank you to Dan. Love having Mr. Dan here, and JP and Zeke as well. Thank you guys so much. My name is Co. Hi. I have somehow become re-addicted to Enshrouded. Just had a major update, and oh my god, that game is good. So we're probably going to be playing some of that this week. Also, a game that I've been looking forward to for many, many years is coming out this week called Tainted Grail Fall of Avalon, which
That's
devs
the
have
one.
said
Thank you.
kind of a spiritual successor to Morrowind. So everything about it is looking fantastic. We're going to start a big run of that this week. Probably going to be a 100% run if it's good, which I hope it is. And that'll be great too. Then I think we got some Towerborn and maybe some other stuff coming down the pipeline. So should be fun. Anyway, hope to see you in the channel as we wait for Dune and all the fun stuff in June. Thanks for watching.
Fantastic. None of you are jumping into the fantasy life? You're not going to join the fantasy life craze? The latest and greatest craze
I will
that's
be
taking
playing it
over the
because
internet?
Julia said if I don't, she's going to stop drawing for me. So I got to try it for her.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's
What are we talking about?
Julia said I'm banned from Italy again if I don't play it. So I got to play it. I'll be playing it right after stream. It's Fantasy
What's the
Life
name of the
I, the girl who steals time. Her name's Julia. She steals your time. Co, I don't think you would like it. It's like Animal Crossing ish, like with it's got
you have
levels.
a great time. Yeah.
It's got like levels in fight. It's kind of is it My Time at Sandrock? Is that the game that you
A
played?
lot of levels in that game.
Yeah.
I like a good cozy game, man, especially if it's full of like interesting mechanics. I'll take a good cozy.
It's supposed to be. It came out this morning. Fully launches in 2 days. I'm going to check it out. It's got pretty positive reviews. It was apparently a fan favorite on 3DS. So I don't know. I'll report back. We'll talk about it next week.
Sounds great.
And then what is it? What did I say? 2 more shows? Yes, we have a show next week and then a show on the 1st. And then Key 3 begins, I believe, on June the 6th. So we'll do all of our pre-show, pre-Key 3 footage, coverage, whatever we want to call it, probably on that 1st, the June the 1st show. So that is that. Chat wants me to tell you there's fishing in it, Co, as if that's going to... Okay, you're a simple man. I thought after all these years, you wanted a little bit more, but like...
Oh, God, Dan, thank you.
He's into it. He's into it.
You just make these comments for the halibut?
Damn,
Yes.
Zeke, that was good.
Yes.
That was good.
Mhm.
Wow.
Maybe we should all just get a group or two and go fishing together.
We did that last
Another
time.
good one.
Yeah.
We did that last
Oh,
time, Zeke,
man.
and you rage quit, if you remember. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's true.
Wait. He raged quit? Close. Little spin of stretch. No ocean fish. No, okay.
Manta rage quit.
Talking about going out on a line with that joke.
Is that a fish? That's a fish, isn't it?
No, line like
I
a
know.
fish line.
It's like,
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Jeez,
Yes. Sorry.
okay.
I've muted all of my co-hosts so that we don't have to hear this anymore. I will see you guys next week. Don't read their lips or anything. We're out of here. Thanks for watching. I can't believe you turned this show into what you just did. That's the wrong screen.